finally went through and listened to closed voicemails from his Bud Light cruise.
Yeah.
And just to double check to make sure that I got all the swears out, I brought Chloe in here to listen to it.
Okay.
He just looked and he goes, well, who is that? I see you're going to be no assistance.
What language are they speaking?
Want to hear that now?
Yes. How many do we have?
It's 3 messages, and from what I can tell, the first 2 are from the same day, and then the next one is following.
Okay.
Is that right, Claude? Do you remember when you left the messages?
All I remember is there's it's during a Halloween party, and the other one's just a dance, like a hangout.
Was the Halloween party on Halloween?
Yes.
All right, so that was from Friday night.
Friday night, and then I think I don't.
Okay, thanks.
I don't know.
So everyone else is going to have to listen to make sure that I got everything.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? It's Starlight. Russ, what you doing, man? I mean, it's Starlight Party Cruise, man. It's like, it's one of the top things we're floating, man. That's like what that JD thing, like floating, floating out. What are you like?
I'm totally lost. I got JD. That's so far all I've gotten. I got float.
Well, I know what he's saying. I don't understand the reference. What is it, though?
Oh, my God.
What's a JD floating thing?
Is that me?
Yeah, we've been through this.
You remember whenever you were talking about JD going out on the lake and being in his boat and you just go out
just
there?
Likes to float.
Float.
Okay.
That's what I guess I was referencing.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? It's Starlight. Russ, what you doing, man? I mean, it's Starlight Party Cruise, man. It's like, it's one of the top things we're floating, man. That's like what that
Have you guys left dock at this point?
Yes.
Okay. So you had the Halloween party.
Cruising out.
To
Nassau.
All right.
Good times. That JD thing, like floating, floating out. What are you like the earlier that Popeye thing? I'm sorry.
What's the Popeye thing?
Did I call you earlier something? Because I was going to dress as Popeye for Halloween.
No, I think you said Popeye was going as you.
Yeah, that's what you told us.
Things like, floating, like thing about like Walgreens and just.
What's Walgreens?
I haven't been or seen a Walgreens in weeks.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, I just started partying on the lake. I mean, what a fire! Look at the ocean, man! It's the ocean, ocean. Oh yeah. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. I'll call you tomorrow morning. I think we'll be up the island.
End of message.
Anyone?
Nope.
Okay.
What time were these left?
I don't know. What time do you leave these?
That had to be around, if that was the Halloween party, right around 7.
Because I got a text from Chloe like at 4:30 Friday afternoon saying, because I was running a log in his place, and he goes,
commercial log.
He goes, if you need anything, tell me now because I'm about to get really drunk. So when Chloe said he's going to get really drunk, that's kind of
This help window is about to close for 72 hours. Either tell me now or move along. All right. Either this is the same night or the next day. I don't know.
Hey, what's going on? Dude, I thank you so much for just being part of everything's going on. Like,
what are you thanking me for?
I think I was just thanking you just in general.
Why is it the only person I can ask really doesn't have the answers?
It's for everything that's going on, I think I heard.
For letting you go on the cruise?
Basically.
All right.
Chris, dude, I thank you so much for just being part of everything's going on. Like, the people here, they love you and the show. It's one of the top things with just people here, and Yeah, the babes and shit and dress, all these people and the bitches. I think God.
What is that part?
Okay, I think that was the next day. A little bit early, kind of early in the morning, because I had music going all the time.
Do you know what you're telling us?
I don't know, because I think I was on my second drunk by then.
Dress, all these people and the bitches. I think God. I think I probably I'll tell you back in a minute.
End this message.
The last part of that was, I'll call you back in a minute.
In a minute.
Message.
Someone else. We're out partying, dude. On the water, dude. I f***ing love you. I love you, man. First time thing, dude. Wherever we met, dude. Back in the 80s.
Something back in the 80s?
You know what? Now I remember. I was referring to, I think, the first time we met at the Greenville Avenue Parade. First time I met you, whatever.
How does that relate to what you're about?
The man's drunk, dude.
No. It's just weird how it's coming back in the floating thing. I guess I'm just relating floating on the ship to your floating, I guess.
Parade float.
Yes.
All right. I'm on with you.
We're out partying, dude. On the water, dude. I f***ing love you. I love you, man. First time thing, dude. Wherever we met, dude. Back in the 80s. It's like the party, like the people here, they really appreciate, like, fact that you do all that you do for. And I love you too, man. And
So you frustrated with yourself.
Yes, this is when I'm trying to make a point, but I can't even get it out.
You're right. It's having an argument with a drunk person, and you absolutely beyond your wit's end, and you go, and you realize you're having to deal with yourself.
I love you too, man. And I forgot. First that things it's the Bud Light part, Chris. It's just
That's the only reason I played any of these, just to get to this part. I hate talking to drunk people because it's like
it's the Bud Light part, Chris. It's just
that sounds like something that I can't. Yeah, I can. Hold on.
What?
Yeah.
Moose just came. He's gone.
The moose came in and got on the phone. Get a shoe.
I forgot. First that things it's the Bud Light part, Chris. It's just
I think I'm the only person getting anything out of this. JD's right, though. It's just the internal struggle that Chloe's having to try and communicate with somebody that's toasted.
I totally remember these days when I was drinking.
I don't think I left messages for anybody. I certainly didn't get twisted with myself because the guy couldn't understand me.
do all that you do for I love you too, man, and for like first that things it's the Bud Light part, Chris. It's just
Why is it you can't speak, but you can still dial and text?
I don't understand, because you had to dial like a special code when you're on the ship. So that's what it's beyond me. Unless I programmed it in, or it's just a redial function from earlier.
I was trying.
I can't get past that. I looked at it as my ringtone.
I feel drunk just listening to this.
Damn it.
I love you too, man, and I forgot first that things it's the Bud Light part, Chris. It's just I was trying.
All I can hear, and this is an obscure reference, but all I see is Foster Brooks.
Yeah. His entire shtick was just, he was always drunk.
We've never heard him honking drunk, though.
Also, you're right. That's exactly who he sounds like. Nobody outside of probably 35 or 40 is going to know who Foster Brooks is. Gray-haired guy, beard, and his shtick was always that he was toasted.
He would make a noise similar to that, yeah.
It's just I was trying. Hang on. That's what I think. I'll talk to you later.
That's where he gets mad at me, because he says, F you, I'll call you later. Yeah, listen close.
I'll talk to you later.
That Russ is so hard to talk to. It's hard to communicate with.
What's your problem with the phone here?
I dropped the phone down the stairs.
Okay, fine.
That's what I think. I'll talk to you later.
End of message.
Did you bring back any photographs?
Yeah, I got some photographs of MySpace, and also I'm working on getting the video off the Clo Cam too. So,
all right. Dan, what are you looking at online?
It's a news story about new reports about Sarah Palin and her spending spree.
Are you bored with the Clo call?
No, I can't get past the.
I'll tell you what, read whatever you got. Let me see if I can find Foster Brooks online. Okay. Good.
Okay. Fox News is reporting, along with I think it's Newsweek, Sarah Palin spent tens of thousands more than the quoted $150,000 on clothes for the Republican campaign, met McCain aides in her hotel room dressed in nothing but a towel, and did not know Africa was a continent, according to news reports. Fox News has reported that Palin did not understand that Africa was a continent, not a country, and did not know what countries were in the North American Free Trade Agreement. On separate claims made in the latest issue of Newsweek magazine, the Republican VP nominee was reported to have been told to buy 3 suits for the Republican convention and to hire a stylist.
When did this story break?
This is today.
And she didn't know that Africa was a continent.
This stuff's coming out now.
Well, and the problem is there's no source. It's
all
anonymous source.
Yes.
Basically, it's McCain's aides who they're blaming her for him losing.
Well, yeah.
You got to have a scapegoat somewhere.
I said that yesterday. I don't know if I said it on the air, but I think that was one of the biggest reasons. McCain had 2 reasons he lost. He made public appearances, and he looked decrepit, and he's got Sarah Palin as his backup. So if you don't take into account his years of torture, and you just look at him, he looks like just an old guy looking for a place to die.
That second debate was the worst one I've ever seen, and I cannot believe they didn't tie him to something.
Well, the other problem with, and this comes from someone in the know, is that they said McCain's campaign was just utterly unorganized. His advance team sucked.
Well, he ran through financial issues early on.
Oh, yeah.
He just ran out of cash?
Pretty much. And that was still during the Republican primary.
So you stop and you look at that. All right, you can't run your campaign. Why would I hand you the keys over to this place?
These people are going to look for a job later, and they're going to go, well, I was an aide, but yeah, I didn't cause this. Let me tell you what did cause it. Put my name on it.
So she was supposed to buy the 3 suits for the convention and hire a stylist. Instead, she went on a spending spree in upmarket stores such as Saks Fifth Avenue and Neiman Marcus. Quoting named sources within the McCain camp, the magazine alleges that most of the clothes were bought by a wealthy donor who was shocked when he got the bill. An angry aide described the shopping spree as Wasilla hillbillies looting Neiman Marcus from coast to coast.
Hang on, here's a Foster Brooks clip. I know this is getting a little eclectic.
No.
I still have a feeling I've seen your face someplace else. No, it's always been right here. On the top of my neck. Maybe you've seen me on television. Oh no, I've never been on television. See, is it all right? If I join you, I just dropped in for a little drink to settle my nerves before I go to work.
I just want to get to one of the...
What sort of work do you do? I'm an airline pilot.
I think this clip is from 72.
How did you get to be an airline pilot? I used to be a bus driver. But I quit. Too many drunks on the road.
I'm not going to play this whole thing. Trey's right. That's what he sounds like.
It's the Bud Light Chris. It's just I wish.
I didn't think you could top New Orleans Club, but you have.
When do you go on your next trip?
I'll pay for it.
I think it's going to be a yearly thing. It was awesome.
And Bud Light paid for everything?
Bud Light paid for pretty much everything. The drinks were like half off most of the time.
But your travel, air, cruise, that was all covered?
I had to pay for taxes. That was about it. So it was worth it because 3 great bands on the private island. It was fantastic.
All right. Any more on the Sarah Palin thing?
Yeah. The magazine, Newsweek, also claims that at the GOP convention in St. Paul, when aides Steve Schmidt and Mark Salter, 2 top McCain advisors, went to Palin's hotel room to brief her, Palin walked into the room wearing only a towel with another on her wet hair. She told them just to chat the tide, adding, "I'll be just a minute." Other election revelations include, actually, that on the night Hillary Clinton officially lost the Democratic nomination, she enjoyed a long and friendly phone conversation with McCain. And they go on to say basically that Clinton and McCain had a common disdain for how flashy and callow Barack Obama was. And apparently,
I think Barack came off as flashy. One of the interviews, he talks about wearing the same suit for the past 8 years.
Well, when you look like Hillary and McCain.
Yeah, anything's flashy.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah.
Well, he never really came off as flashy.
McCain looks frumpy, and Hillary is the other one.
Yeah, I understand.
Well, which I never really thought was a name for a fashion style.
Uh-uh.
But you would know what it was if I said somebody dresses frumpy.
Yeah, and Hillary Clinton is like a 40-watt light bulb is flashier than she is.
She was uglier when she was younger.
Yeah, that's what's scarier.
Well, it's actually helped her out. And I think we've talked about this before as far as Hillary Clinton. She's actually gotten better looking with age because she looks more like a man now, so it's not as bad.
It's expected.
Yeah.
At this point. Yeah, you're past that point where you should be hot. Look, you never got there.
Just get a mustache and we pass you off as Marlboro Man. It's just odd to go back and look at pictures of her back in her 20s, and she would... You could look at somebody like Nancy Pelosi, deduct 15, 20 years, and know that she was hot.
She was hot at one point, yeah.
Hillary is working in the other direction.
He never had it, and you wonder why Bill that must be his thing. Just unattractive, kind of frumpy chicks. That's all you've ever seen him with.
You see their picture like when they were at law school. Oh, I mean, Troll is more attractive. And I think the only thing has helped her out is age, but I also think money and having access to stylists and consultants and everything that has helped her along the way.
She's had all of that.
Mm-hmm. If you go back and look at when she got in the White House in 92 till now, I mean, she looks 10 times better now. No, it's not saying a lot.
And I don't understand how Hillary and Bill could look at each other and go, let's birth a baby.
This is a good idea.
Let's take both our looks, combine them, and let's have something.
Something's right.
That marriage is more of a business partnership than it is. They're both the power players, and they could see in each other.
All right, so what was the reason to have Chelsea?
Appearances.
Wow, it's a backfire of all.
Maybe it won't be a troll.
Just to promote the family image.
A family of what? Trolls.
Yeah, it's sad when Bill is the best looking one of the bunch.
Maybe if this political career pisses a bed, we could actually just collect tolls.
Find our own bridge. It'll work out great.
Do we need a break? We'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. This soap opera gets better and better. The Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
Ready, Daniel? All right, go ahead.
Traffic right now is brought to us by the Diamond Doctor. Right now, 75 northbound from Plano into Allen, right after Legacy Drive. That is actually blocked, some type of obstruction that's on the roadway, and officials are on the highway trying to sweep that up. In Grand Prairie, I-30 eastbound after Beltline, you have an accident blocking the right lane. Then back over into Dallas, 30 westbound after Industrial, you have a disabled vehicle blocking the left lane there. And 75 southbound at Mockingbird Lane, the two right lanes are closed due to a crash there. The backup is to Park Lane. There's your first check of traffic. I'm Dan O'Malley on the Russ Martin Show.
Thank you, Daniel. Mid-50s for the low tonight, going to be in the mid-70s all the way through the weekend. We have 72 currently at Live 105.3.
All right, what was the email? Who was it? JD had it. What?
It says, please stop with the clo noises.
Ed? Hey, Clark? What's wrong with the dog?
All right, again.
Ed?
Hey, Clark?
What's wrong with the dog?
You all right, John? Let me go back to Chloe again.
Like people here, just they really appreciate like the fact that you do all that you do for. And just, I love you too, man. And just
Ed?
Hey, Clark?
What's wrong with the dog? Ed?
Hey, Clark?
What's wrong with the dog?
Oh, he's just yakking on a bone. Got it up. He's all right now.
Ed?
Hey, Clark?
What's wrong with the dog?
Oh, he's just yakking on a bone. He got it up. He's all right now.
All right, I got nothing else planned for today.
All day. I would laugh. Well, I got good news. I got great news.
All right.
Let's do it again.
Which one?
Both.
All right.
Ed?
Hey, Clark?
What's wrong with the dog?
Oh, he's just yakking on a bone. He got it up. He's all right now.
All right, I'm done with that. What's your good news?
Well, it's maybe my last day here on the show. It showed up today. It is
The green prayer cloth of our handkerchief of prosperity.
I got it right here. There's 2 pages of explanations of what I have to do. I have to take it home with me tonight. I've already put the $10 million I want on the card here.
You put what?
$10 million. It says put how much money you need. I put down $10 million, signed it. Now you take it home, you put it on your forehead. I'm not kidding you. Read the instructions. And you put it in your
Hang on, let me spit my chaw out.
Put it on your forehead. Put it on your forehead.
You go home and chant?
No. Then you put it in your wallet or your checkbook tonight. And then tomorrow, you send this back to him, and he anoints it with oil, and then he sends it back to you. And it's on.
Why wouldn't he just anoint it to begin with?
Do I know all the ins and outs of the Bible? Come on.
Because he doesn't know what JD wants. Now that he knows JD wants, then he can anoint it.
Yeah, you could have put that in the email.
I could have, but I didn't. He didn't ask.
He's not going to anoint that thing. He's going to
Don't.
do something else with it.
God is ready to prosper everything you do. JD, read these exciting testimonies people have shared with me about miracles God has given them. After I gave my best to God, he started giving me his best and hasn't stopped yet. I felt like life was not worth living. I had so many debts, I didn't know what to do. I took a giant step of faith and gave God $150.
So far, they haven't asked me for money.
That was the bet. That was my best. Then God started giving me his best. He brought me blessing after blessing and thousands of dollars so far. Ms. Nori. Dear Reverend Stewart, I just had to write you and tell you that the green prayer cloth you sent me really works. I put it in my wallet for 2 days, just like you told me to, and $3,000 came from nowhere. It was something that never happened to me before. JC Jr. This one's from Elizabeth. I received $113,000 and a brand new car, a Mercedes-Benz, when I made a vow. California missions not included.
When I made a vow, okay, that means I got to send him cash. There's a place on the other thing.
Well, so far, there's been no request for any cash. It's just telling you, here's what played out for these people. You cough up some cash. Obviously, God knows there's a commitment, and he'll return you in kind.
I can't wait.
How much you going to give?
I should send a couple of bucks. Just put a little spin on it.
This is what one of my partners from England shared during a crusade I was holding there. If you need a money miracle, let me know so I can pray for you. Here's what it says.
Okay.
I made a pledge of $50, and by the end of the following week, I got a check for $400. The following week, I got a check for $1,380, which I didn't expect. Wait, And they never say where these checks come from.
No. They don't expect them. They just come from wherever.
Well, but you would... Bank of America. Wells Fargo.
Some kind of a contest, something.
When you prayed over some bills, I got all the bills paid off and the money's still coming in. And week before last, I sent a check for $20 to you. And coming back, I just picked up $10. Okay, that one didn't work out. This wonderful lady wrote her testimony at the top of a letter. I enclosed a green hanky, much like the green hanky I've enclosed for you. Dear Reverend Stewart, I asked you to pray that I would have a baby. She's 10 now.
Very nice. See, it works.
She's the one and only daughter God gave me. I am blessed. How did he intervene with that?
Through God and the belief. She was
God sent down from heaven a bunch of sperm.
Undoubtedly, she'd been trying for years and not been able to connect, and then God...
It's raining sperm! All I gotta do is lay on my back and catch it all.
I don't know about you, but I'm taking this home and putting it on my forehead.
Let's see. Acts 19, 11, and 12 says, God wrought special miracles by the hands of Paul, so that from his body were brought unto the sick handkerchiefs or aprons, and the diseases departed from them, and the evil spirits went out.
And there's a place there to check how much you're going to send and explain what you need, and in a prepaid envelope.
Turn this sheet over and read the mighty miracle. Okay, I've already done that. Then it's a questionnaire on the back. What's your phone number, email address? Done. Please pray. Then it leaves a gap for you to fill that in. This is my biggest bill or check to help you carry out the work of the ministry. It is a sacrifice for me. God knows it. I'm enclosing 50, 30, 100, 500, or no, there's the blank one. Don't break the flowing of God's Spirit from my secret place of prayer to your home at 7901 John Carpenter Freeway. Do exactly as I say. You're right. Write your name and the amount of money that you need on the hanky.
I did that.
Touch your forehead with the hanky.
Did that.
Place the green handkerchief in your billfold or checkbook, something that represents your finances.
Doing that right now.
Tomorrow morning, mail the handkerchief with your name and money amount on it to me. Do not fail to do this. Sounds beyond like a chain letter.
It's exactly. You have to do it exactly. He repeats that several times.
We will anoint it with oil and place a prophecy that God has given me for you on it. Then we will send the handkerchief back to you with special instructions on how to use it as a touch point for your miracle. It says where to mail it. And there's another page of crap.
You were right. I was dead wrong.
2 pages front and back for a green piece of cloth?
Not even full size.
Full size what? Cloth?
Hanky.
It's a handkerchief. It's a napkin.
Just a little hanky. It's 7 by 7 inches.
It was free.
I know. I love it. It's great. I owe it all to you.
How'd you come up with $10 million?
I don't know. I just threw it down. I figured if it works, I'll get another one. You know. I mean, I'm not going to get it all at once. I'll get down to like 2 or 3 million, and then I'll recharge it.
If it works, I'll get another one.
Yeah.
God, this worked. Should have got 8. And then
just 2 pages.
Well, it's got more miracles, more instructions on the other side.
Very specific on what to do tonight and tomorrow, and no more than one night in your house.
Well, the one dude earlier in the testimonial said he had it for 2 days.
I'm following the directions if you don't mind.
Well, you also have to depend on the USPS.
Yeah, fair enough.
Print your name. Okay, I've read all of that. JD, whatever you make happen for God's work, God will make it happen for you. Then he goes on to quote Luke and whoever out of the Bible. Vance Coy. I don't know.
It's true. You did it for me, too. You did it. I owe you.
These people are going to be all over you nonstop looking for cash.
No, they're not. That's not what this is about. I got the hanky free. And it's going back in a prepaid envelope. It didn't cost anything to send it back.
And if it works?
You know.
It's it. Now, this ministry may be on the up and up.
Probably.
But you look at the front page of this. with all the testimonies of I sent cash and out of nowhere.
Everything I could do. I sent as much as I could, and out of nowhere, this money just appeared.
I received $113,000 and a brand new car in Mercedes-Benz when I made a vow. All of these people, they make sure in these testimonies, I sent this in, this is what I got back.
Well, that's true. They do. But I'm not going to do that.
Well, then you're not going to get anything.
You don't have to. No, it doesn't say you have to. It just says that's an idea.
God wants to see a vow. God wants to see a tithing. There's no commitment there if you don't send them some cash.
You put it on your forehead, you sleep with it, and you send it back.
What is it?
That's the touch. That's the, I don't know the forehead part, but it's touching it. That's putting it next to your soul, I guess. And then you put it in your wallet or your checkbook for one night. And then you send it off.
Your checkbook?
I wonder how long it takes to get it back.
I'm sorry I got you into this.
No, I'm not at all. This is exciting.
I saw this program 2 weeks ago. It was the middle of the night, and I had to stay up. I was just dumbfounded that this concept would continue today, that you'd have a prayer cloth, not ask for anything, and then just show people testimony after testimony of all this cash I got in just because I sent God $10, $15.
And you say it's been going on forever. This guy's been around a while. If you go to the websites.
Well, he's got to be. They call him the apostle.
Well, of course.
Don Stewart. You got to be in the company for a long time to get to that.
There it is.
What's line one, Alfie?
I think you may have got JD on technicality here.
Yeah. Yes, Harry.
Yeah. Does it mean that he has to stay at the station now? Because that's technically what he said is his home.
Yeah, you got to sleep here.
I don't sleep here.
Well, then you're not going to get $10 million.
I'm going to get the $10 million. It just says take it home. You don't know where my home is. That may be a P.O. box. Could have sent it to a P.O. box or any number of things.
It says on here, whatever I read earlier, it says 7901 John Carpenter. That's her. Why didn't you give me your home address?
Because I don't want to know where I live.
Sister Nori gave $150. That was her best. Then God gave her his best. Is your best $100? Give that. Is your best $50? Give that.
Keep going.
And then it's got a side note. JD, God knows what you can do. Don't try and God around and only send $10.
He's watching you. Well, I'll sleep up here now. We have a nice couch in my office.
Just make it a sacrifice and give God your best to help us preach the gospel. Now, fill out the green prosperity. Send your best gift along with a green handkerchief.
I bet money, if you don't put any cash in there, you don't get the hanky back. They're not sending me it twice.
When you send back, Dad's green prosperity. Then he talks about squirting oil on it.
Dan didn't think that's what they squirted on it.
You don't send him. Yeah, you don't send him any cash. He's gonna. Yeah, he's gonna anoint that thing off.
I'll get it back and run a blacklight over it.
Anointed it with the staff. Right here.
Yeah. That's what you get. Cheap ass.
One-eyed Jesus. Little bald-headed savior.
Oh, stop.
All right. Anything else before we get to this?
Oh, let me see here. About that guy that called me yesterday that was stoned. I can't believe you would think that someone driving stoned is dangerous. People do it all the time. And when have you ever heard about somebody getting into an accident where pot was the cause?
You can still get stopped. That's why they changed the DWI laws from intoxicated to under the influence
of anything. They have things they can test you on the roadside for pot.
They got noses.
Well, I know they can smell it, but they can't prove it's in your system. Could have been.
Well, they can still give you the field sobriety test. I'm sure that's as hard being stoned as it is toasted.
Well, yeah, I have no clue.
Well, I would think obviously if you're going through some of those field sobriety tests and your speech pattern is obviously very, very slow. It's just like
the guy that called yesterday. In fact, didn't we make that the promo? I think.
Yeah, the guy that was actually driving and he said he was smoking.
Right.
Yeah,
we made that the promo. But he didn't sound slurry. He sounded normal. I don't know how stoned he was.
I don't know what pot does to your motor skills, but obviously it's going to slow, regardless of what it does, it's going to slow down your reaction time. And to think that you can take anything. Say you're on a Greyhound bus. Okay. You really want the driver to be up front with his bong while he's driving?
No, certainly not. You're right. It's going to slow. The whole idea is to slow down and calm down and relax, and that's going to stop your motor skills, or at least slow them down.
The Russ Martin Show on Live 105.3.
Yes, John.
Hey there, just want to let you know that I totally believe in the legalization of it. It's less dangerous than alcohol. I'm currently on it right now on my way home from work and driving just fine. I'm not...
Hang on, slow down. And I can't believe I'm saying this to somebody that's stoned. Why are you smoking weed now?
I'm stoned to the bone because my back hurts. I've been working all day long. My back hurts, and I don't want to be addicted to Vicodin. I'm actually driving behind a Dallas police officer right now, and there's absolutely no way that he could tell that I am because I'm not weaving in and out of lanes. I'm not barreling down the road at 80 miles an hour. I'm not running stoplights, and I've done all of those things while drunk.
What's that noise?
Well, hey, now don't.
Join the afternoon treehouse.
Does pot make, Claudia, does pot make you paranoid?
I'm being serious. The few times that I've smoked it, there's no way I could drive. There's no. As far as being paranoid, I've never been paranoid.
I've known some people that when they smoke it, they get paranoid. It's kind of like, it's like any drug. Well, not any drug, but a lot of drugs. It just affects different people in certain different ways.
One time that I had brownies was one of the worst experiences of my life because...
Is that where they slipped a pot into our brownies?
It wasn't that incident. It was another incident.
All right, go ahead.
I got slipped stuff. I'd be having a conversation and I'd forget the 3 words before. Literally.
And
it was just, it was almost like me being frustrated on that tape because I couldn't remember. Seriously, I couldn't remember anything like the previous sentence. Nothing that I'd said.
But you knew you couldn't drive.
Absolutely. There's no way. No.
Obviously, the guy that called yesterday, there was no paranoia. If you're that confident that you'll sit behind a Dallas cop knowing that you're not going to show any telltale signs of being under the influence of anything.
I just think if you do it enough, like drinking, I can tell you exactly how many drinks it's going to take me to get to a certain level, and then I can make that peak. With dope, I couldn't do it. The few times I smoked it, time just stopped. I mean, I would look at the clock and go, okay, this is going to be off me in about 20 minutes. I'll look at the clock. It should be about a half hour, and it'd be 30 seconds later.
It may be the same way with alcohol, is that you realize what one shot's going to do, so you pace yourself. I guess if you smoke dope enough, you get into the same groove.
The pattern.
One of those, Alfie? Which one?
1-8.
Never realized how big and meaty your fingers were.
I'm sorry.
Hold them up again.
Damn.
It was like a buffet. Looks like rib night at Colty. I forgot which line again?
1-8.
All right. Yes, Alex.
Oh, hey, boss man. Hey, so I wanted to back you up on this one. So they say that, they're going to try to argue that it's not significant. But I'll tell you, one of the main things about driving is you want to stay focused and calm. And it doesn't matter. When you're stoned, things are more significant. Like, you get cut off and your heart will start pounding like that. And you get jittery. You don't get paranoid, but you look like you're paranoid and scared because your heart will race in an instant. And that's not safe. Like, you shouldn't be driving under those conditions.
Well, I thought the whole concept behind pot was you gelled.
Yeah. It'll do that if you're in a gelling environment, but driving it requires a lot of concentration. And they've done studies on, the driving while drunk because, your brain, it can focus on certain tasks and it gets so used to that. But when you're on pot, your brain is not functioning normally. Because it's a drug. You can say, oh, it's not that intense, but your brain is literally functioning differently.
Well, how is it they'll argue with me, the potheads, they'll argue with me for years that I can smoke a few joints and I can drive better than I can if I hadn't had anything.
Well, I'll tell you, you drive slower. Because oh, damn, I'm stoned. Excuse me, sorry about that. I'm stoned, I better be careful. So you'll drive the speed limit without even thinking about it. But if you're ripped, and I'm telling you, a loud motorcycle comes by, you get scared. Once you get scared, I'm serious, your heart pounds through your chest. Because, you're not settled,
Okay, thanks. And I can light up every phone line, and it'll have somebody that swears is all over weed and contend that we could go take a driving test. I'd be sober, and they could be potted up, and they'd win.
I remember that back 5-6 years ago. Somebody called in and was pissed off at you. You don't understand, man. You don't smoke it. I'm better with it all. I'm better smoking it. Doesn't make sense.
Any more of those before I move on, Alfie?
Line 2.
Okay. How we doing, Chloe?
Need a break.
Yes, Sam.
Hey, I was just going to say we worked an accident about 2 years ago, and blood off and everything, and all that he had was marijuana in his system, and he plowed through 3 cars. Didn't stop until the truck just completely died.
A fireman or a cop?
Crime scene.
Okay. What? Do you do a normal field sobriety test on somebody that's stoned as opposed to being drunk? Is it the same one?
It's a little different than the regular sobriety test, but they do have a sobriety test that they can do with that.
But it's not exactly the same one you'd get for alcohol.
No, I think with the alcohol, they do the side to side, checking your the nystagmus of your eyes
with a pen. What do you use? A brownie? Snickers bar.
And then with drugs, they go up and down instead of sideways.
Twizzle. A little Pez dispenser.
A bag of Funyuns.
Oh, I follow it.
You get this right, you get to eat it.
Not cool, man. Give me a bite.
Any more of those?
Line 5.
All right, then we'll break. Yes, Mark.
Hey, how's it going? I drive home every day, and I drive home smoking a joint. I see 3 or 4 people on the road on 820 smoking every day. See the same people smoking. I don't see it as a big problem.
Do you even try and conceal it?
Yeah, I mean, I try and conceal it as best as possible, but I mean, I've seen the people next to me smoking out of a pipe driving down the road. I mean, as long as you're not causing a big deal, getting in wrecks, going slower than you're supposed to, doing all that stupid stuff, then I think you're fine. It's not a big deal.
But it's still going to slow your reaction time down. Or if something happens, it's going to take, even if it only takes you 1/18 of a second to react, that's still going to create a problem.
Yeah, that's true. But if you've been smoking long enough, then, just take it easy. Just like an alcoholic, they drink 2 or 3 beers, they're fine. And if I smoke 1 joint on the way home, I'm not going to feel nothing but just a little bitty buzz until I get home. I can finish smoking, doing the rest of what I got to do.
Well, and it's the same thing with alcohol. You can probably have, depending on your BMI, you can have a drink, 2 drinks, and it's not going to make you intoxicated. I guess it's the same way with dope.
Right, it's just like somebody going to go out to eat and drinking 2 or 3 cups of wine and then driving home. It's the same exact thing.
All right.
So.
Except one of them get you popped.
Yeah, true.
I don't get caught because I got my hands-free bong.
Both hands on the wheel.
10 and 2, dude.
Got my greenberry on.
Right.
All right, we'll be back.
Greenberry.
To the Russ Martin Show. Marijuana. Better than any TV soap opera. The Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
So is it the McCain campaign that's pointing back at Sarah Palin?
One of the things I was reading in the break was
blaming her for the loss.
They're not coming out right and blaming her for the loss. They're just throwing out all these things that were going on during the campaign. All this infighting, how, she's supposedly acting like a diva. She's running up, credit card bills for clothes and all this other stuff.
Well, she had a history of not necessarily that, but running up bills or taking advantage of an account, personal account, by flying her kids around, taking the kids to different events. So this really isn't that big of a revelation.
Why discredit her at this point? What's the point?
Because he lost. My friends,
I know, my friend.
VP running mate was a whore.
I think
I didn't know when I chose her, my friends,
well, you're not gonna
that she was running a whore farm.
One of the other things I read was that McCain's aides were really ticked off about how in an interview she was already looking past this election and saying, well, in 8 years, maybe I'll be president. Now, granted, that was in an interview with a prank call that got through to her.
Right.
Someone said there was a Canadian comedian team. I guess they're on radio or something. They prank called her.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean she's looking past this election. It sounded like she had confidence in John McCain. He was going to be president, and if I get to ride for the 8 years, I got a shot at the top spot.
Sure, but what I'm saying is maybe McCain's people are thinking, okay, well, we didn't like that you said that, and because of all these actions you've done, we're just going to come out and throw all this stuff out in the public just to discredit you now. So if you actually do make your own run in the future, all this stuff is going to come back up, and now you got to deal with it.
Republican aides, they're looking for work in the future. Why would they discredit her?
So they can all get jobs?
Yeah, but here's the problem. This is where it's going to backfire on them. Is, okay, fine, you're going to say all this about her. Mm-hmm. You're the ones who were in the vetting process. If this is all true, that's your F up.
Exactly.
I mean, basically, his aides right now.
Well, you can't go back and then blame the vetting process on not discovering that she was a whore.
You can blame it that if this is true and she didn't know that Africa was a continent, then yeah, you can go back and say, all right, you really did a poor job vetting her if she's that stupid.
Why would that be one of the questions in the vetting process? What is Africa?
Far, far away.
It depends on what answer you're looking for.
Can I see it from Wasilla?
You mean what's their biggest export?
No.
What is it? Oh, I don't believe I know that.
Well, then that's probably going to be a problem.
So you're saying in the vetting, why do they call it that? Why wouldn't they just say a background check?
Because it's more than a background check. It's a vetting of what do you know? How are you going to withstand pressure? How are you going to respond to certain questions? How are you going to handle the media debates? What do you know? At
what point did it come up that she wasn't really sure what Africa was?
Well, we don't know. I mean, I think a lot of this is McCain's aides. There's a lot of stories about there was fighting between her people and his people. They're pissed off, and they need a scapegoat so they can hopefully get a job in the future on another campaign so that everyone's on his team, or not everyone, but a lot of them are pointing back at her.
Do you have any clue where he's going with this?
I'm not. I'm confused totally because no.
All right.
Answer your question.
We don't understand. I want an explanation. That means I'm done.
Okay.
Jump to the very last part.
They want a job in the future, and they need a scapegoat, so they're blaming her.
Why do they need a scapegoat?
Because he lost, and he lost badly.
Yeah, they lost by 5-6 million votes.
Well, but I mean,
if you look at the Electoral College, it looks like a landslide. If you look at the popular vote, it wasn't that bad of a beating.
No, but there were states that he should have carried that are.
That's not going to be his aide's fault.
Yeah, it is. It's a campaign, and it was poorly organized.
John McCain was the product. And I said this, his biggest issue is he just looked elderly on stage. And he also picked Palin as his running mate. If you don't look healthy, regardless of how you got that way, you don't look healthy, and your backup is some chick from Alaska that the only thing she's got going for her is that clam is smoking, that's not going to be, to me, that's not the safety net I want in the White House.
Not at all. And he always tried to do that thumbs up thing. That's the worst move he can make because he can't do it.
Well, but look at Bush in 2004.
Stop it.
He was already popular, but hit Karl Rove in such a sophisticated campaign, he won by 3 million votes and took Ohio and all the traditional Republican states. McCain's campaign was so bad. I mean, and this is people in the Republican Party saying this. He was disorganized. His advance team sucked.
You on dope?
No.
Why are you talking so fast?
Sorry. I'm trying to get everything in because I know you'll get bored and then tell me to shut up.
Dude, I'm already there.
Okay, I'll shut up.
Ready, Dan?
Yes.
4:33, Dan O'Malley's here with news.
Thank you, Russ. Today is Thursday, November 6, 2008. Birthdays today. Annie Cruz turns 24. She, of course, being a lovely adult film actress. 247 films under her belt.
Is this the chick that was in Snatch to the Future?
No. She may have been. I just don't have that one on this list.
Go ahead.
She was in films, 247 of them, including Squirt Stravaganza, Squirt So Good.
That one was in 3D.
It's not.
And the ever popular So You Think You Can Squirt.
Mm-hmm. Lovely.
Also birthdays today. Rebecca Romaine turns 36. Angela Summers turns 44. She is actually the one who is in your favorite Snatch to the Future.
Yeah.
She was also in Will and Ted's Bogus Gangbangs and...
Did you make that one up?
No. And she was also in Edward Penis Hands 2.
Special effects on that one sucked.
How'd you get passed over for the number one? Just came in for the number two.
Well, sometimes they won't reprise their role.
Also birthdays today. Lori Singer turns 51.
That's a chick from Footloose?
Yes.
No cans.
Maria Shriver turns 53 and looks more and more like Skeletor every day. Glenn Fry turns 60. Sally Field is 62. Pat Tillman would have been 32 today. He passed away back in 2004, of course, from friendly fire in Afghanistan. He was the football player that joined the Army. And Jonathan Harris, his birthday was today.
Dr. Smith from Lost in Space?
Yes. Okay. Passed away back in 2002. An estimated 71.5 million people watched the election coverage across 14 broadcast and cable networks Tuesday night, which easily made it TV's biggest draw since this year's Super Bowl attracted 97.5 million viewers.
There was nothing else on.
Yeah.
All the major networks had the same thing on. How do you go back and play that off as record viewers? Now, as far as a presidential election, yeah, I think it was, I think when Bush ran in 2004, it was like 60 million.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And then also, but really, if you think about it, it's like, okay, most important process that our government does only happens every 4 years, and it still can't get as many viewers as the Super Bowl.
It also didn't get as many viewers as the Palin-Biden debate. So
Right.
that got 72 million.
Mm-hmm.
That was also on more than just one network. And when you divvy it up, nobody was real, well, CNN was. As far as the ratings winner goes, I think ABC was top as far as broadcast stations with, was it 18 million?
Yeah, ABC drew the biggest audience with an average of 13.1 million viewers. CNN came in second with 12.3.
That's huge.
And for CNN, finished.
That was enough to give CNN its highest ratings in its 28-year history.
Wow.
NBC came up third with 12 million, while 9 million watched over on Fox News. Elsewhere, CBS came in fifth with 7.8 million. And our stock gets lower.
We can't even win the presidential coverage.
We what?
We can't even win the presidential coverage on CBS.
You got beat by cable.
Well, CNN is mostly where you're going to turn for that coverage, especially when they got the holograms. And I watched that today because I didn't see it when it aired, and that was poor at best.
I totally agree. I can't imagine they spent a lot of money or time doing that.
Well, I was watching at one point. I was at Larry North, and I was watching between NBC News and Fox News on the screens. And on Fox News, they had this big touchscreen flat panel thing.
They went, oh man, ape-s with that. When you had one of the anchors, it was just a great big plasma that they would walk up and they would touch different buttons on the side and then run their finger around the screen. Well, thanks for running your finger around those numbers because I wouldn't have seen them on that 50-inch screen. And here in Texas, draw a circle around it. Again, thanks for pointing that out.
We pay a lot of money for that little circle. We're going to use it all night.
What were you going to say, Dan?
And then at one point, they had, I guess at one point, Britt Hume, he was the anchor on Fox News, the one we've been watching the last couple of weeks.
The hound dog?
Yes. He was anchoring the coverage, and then another guy was sitting at another desk. And then at one point, Britt Hume just says, well, why are you're talking to me through a screen, through this TV screen, and you're 5 feet away? And the guy's like, oh, well, yeah, I guess.
Threw me a curve there.
So I'm supposed to look like I'm detached.
I'm supposed to look like I'm somewhere official, despite the fact it's 5 feet away from you. So what does Britt Hume do? He takes his rolling chair and rolls over. It sits next to the guy.
Now I can hear you.
And the worst thing is the floor director and the camera people are just like, oh, no.
Don't be cute.
Well, they want to make it look like they've got several different studios and information coming into each one. They don't like to admit the fact that the guy's sitting 4 or 5 feet away from the hound dog.
So Britt Hume, the hound dog, rolls over. I think it's a Chris Wallace. Mm-hmm. He rolls over to Chris Wallace, and because they weren't planning on that.
Hey, what are you doing?
Doing coverage here. Get away from me.
It was hard hearing you.
No, you're in the same room.
I like you.
I like you too. You're really nice. No, get away.
All right, fine.
And then wheels away. But anyway, it's since they weren't planning on Britt rolling over there next to Chris Wallace, he's sitting in a shadow. The lighting wasn't even on him. So now he looks like a scary man in the background.
You should go back over there under the light. Get under the light.
Can you feel my breath on your neck?
Yes, I can. Nobody can see you.
I like you.
I see dead people. Stop.
Hey, you're on TV.
I know I'm on TV. I'm in the light. You're not.
All right.
Would you scoot?
Fine. All right, go Dan.
Okay. Earlier this year, the California Supreme Court made gay marriage legal, and on Tuesday, California voters reversed that decision by approving Proposition 8 about...
swing one way and stay with it.
Well, that's what's ticking me off, is you have a court that says, no, it's fine. Then they let the people go out and decide, despite what a court says, and of course, they reverse it. It was close, but they still reversed it.
What is the controversy? Is it health care? The fact that they would have been able to get, until they overturn this, they would have been able to get anything that married people could get as far as tax breaks.
Well, yeah, for some companies like CBS, you can get it for your partner. But the biggest thing is the right-wingers do not want to see the definition of marriage changed.
You're on dope today, aren't you?
I'm not.
What are you on?
Nothing.
Okay.
They don't want to see the definition changed from man and woman to being man and man or woman and woman.
The definition isn't going to change from man and woman. I don't care if two homos want to get together. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't change anything. You can still get most of the same tax deductions. What's the issue?
I think it's religious-based.
There it is.
And so really it boils down to, A, why the hell do you care? Like you just said, it's not going to affect you in your life if they're married. They're still going to do the things they do anyway. That's just going to make it official.
Stop doing that.
Right, and it's not like they're going to do it in your church. Because if you're that hardcore, your church probably wouldn't do it. And then on top, what do you matter? If you're that hardcore, they're going to, in your mind, they're going to burn in hell anyway. So what does it matter if you let them get married at this time?
Because marriage is supposed to be a holy union blessed by God, and they think it's against God.
Okay, well, you can still get married by a civil servant. Well, you don't have to. You have a ceremony, but it doesn't have to be religious in nature. And if you're going to have the separation church and state, then you can't really take the Bible and play it back into the legal arena.
Well, separation of church and state is an overblown concept as far as the
okay, but that's still inherent in there that you can't have one dictate the other, and if you're going to have the religious aspect dictate the law, then you got an issue. Well, and what do you care if a couple of guys go home and they're bumping heads?
Well, and they can have a civil union. They just can't have a legal marriage. And what the court said when they upheld it, they said there's nothing in the California...
You're a chatty bastard today.
Okay, well, shut up.
Well, go ahead.
The court said there's nothing in the California Constitution that bans gay marriage, and so they had to put it to the voters. The voters said, we don't want it, so it's now part of the law in California.
All right, now what about the people that got married in California? Are those null and void?
That's still up in the air. We don't know yet if Prop 8 will nullify those same-sex marriages that currently exist in California. That's obviously something that the courts are going to have to sort out. An estimated 18,000 gay and lesbian couples have been married since same-sex marriage became legal last June. Among them, of course, Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, and Star Trek, George Takei and his longtime partner, Brad Altman. George Takei was obviously not happy with Tuesday's results, and here's what he had to say. Our struggles for equality for another minority, gays, lesbians, bisexuals, and transgendered will be no different. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and sacrifices to be made.
Why you can't go back and stick yourself in the same classification as a minority? You've made this choice. Blacks, Hispanics, handicapped people, they're in the minority. It wasn't really a choice that they made.
It's not a choice, but we're still minorities. We're still being looked down upon. I don't get the same rights. That's not fair.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Because you go against nature. I'll argue this side for a while.
It doesn't go against... Okay.
It goes against nature. Because if everybody did it, we wouldn't be here.
That's okay, fine. I'm the way I am. It's natural. It just occurred to me. I didn't make a choice one day and go, you know what? I think I'd rather have something banging on my chin. That's just who I am. I know some bias.
I was hoping you were going to continue.
I'm not going to continue.
Man, I had my pen ready.
I've jumped on the wrong side of an argument.
Just go ahead and let them have the civil unions. And again, it's of no consequence. And really, if somebody's going to have balls banging off their face for the rest of their lives, I think they've had enough.
Ellen DeGeneres put on her website this morning when it was clear that Prop 8 had passed in California, I can't explain the feeling I had. She went on to say, I was saddened beyond belief. Here we just had a giant step toward equality with the election of Barack Obama, and then on the very next day, we took a giant step away.
Sexual orientation and racial bias aren't in the same category.
They think they are. These obviously, if you're on that side, you think it is because it's not a choice I made. It's just who I am. Just like your skin color is who you are, being gay is who these people are.
Oh, man. God. That's dangerous.
I know. So close.
Hey, he's tiptoeing around it. He's going to slip today.
No, I'm not.
We still got more than 2 hours. You're going to fall in.
Yeah. At one point, you'll admit to getting in the ass.
I'm done.
Or on your chin.
No. Absurd.
$5 says you do.
Anyway, in my opinion, it's not a choice. That's who I am. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. It's hard. It makes my life more difficult.
Are you still arguing their side, or are you gone queer?
No, I'm not queer. I'm arguing their side.
And here's the problem: is if they couldn't pass it in California, which is one of the most liberal states there is, they're screwed other places.
Again, it's of no consequence to me either way. With CBS, I'm getting screwed. I can't stick Amy on my insurance because she's female.
You actually have more rights.
Jagger and his love maker.
Partner.
What do they actually call it? Just partner?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Life partner, whatever.
They can both get insurance on Jagger's policy.
Yes.
I don't even know how to explain that. Because I know CBS's deal is because they can't marry. They go ahead and cover domestic partnerships. You can marry, therefore make it.
So I got to be penalized to be able to get the insurance.
Yes.
What if Amy was a tranny?
I think you could cover that.
All right. I believe I'll go home tonight and give me some Gorilla Glue and a weenie. You gotta wear this long enough until we get you insurance.
Walking in the door with it, I can see it. On one hand, the Gorilla Glue in the other.
Glue this on.
Drop them.
You gotta wear this for at least 12 weeks in case they come by.
Yesterday, every newspaper in the United States, possibly even the world, was headlined by Barack Obama's historic win. Every newspaper, that is, except for the Rockdale Citizen in Rockdale County, Georgia.
I was going to ask, is someplace a little more southern?
He did damn straight southern. Which decided to run with a story not about Barack Obama, but about a dog that's been attacking local kids at school.
I actually have a picture of the front page of this paper. Look.
This is Wednesday's paper.
Wednesday's paper, historical day. Look how far down on the page he found Obama's name.
Yeah, you've got the in newspapers, they call it the upper fold. Mm-hmm. It's the top half of the paper. Rockdale Citizen. Dog attacks kids at school. Then about underneath the fold, big night for Democrats. Then at the very bottom, smallest font they got, Obama triumphs. And the sub-headline says, we did what? Any explanation from them? Not yet.
No.
We got the news late. We knew about the dog on the rampage earlier in the day.
That's people actually getting hurt.
It's been an expose ongoing for weeks.
Well, the Obama thing came in late, and luckily we had room left on the front. I just took out one of the ads for the things that we run ads for.
And I'm sure their spin is, if they say anything at all in response to any BS that they may have to face with it, they're just going to say, well, look, we focused on, we're a local newspaper, we focused on the local races, that's why, the presidential thing was all the way at the bottom.
Yeah. Now, if Obama was down here biting school kids, then he would have made it the front page at the top. Don't give us any grief because he's under control. Gavin sent me this email earlier. Do we need a break, Flo?
Yes.
I'll make this fast. Host wears blackface. Genesis, now this guy hasn't been suspended. I don't know if they will or not. Genesis Communications Talk, WWBA-AM in Tampa, morning show host Mark Larson hosted a show wearing blackface makeup on Thursday. Larson, who could be seen on the station's webcam, wore the makeup because of a bet that he would wear blackface if America elected a politician named Barack Hussein Obama. Larson says he intended no racial insult. I wasn't making fun of black people. Calls to the station ownership have not been returned, but president owner Bruce Maduri, who didn't hear the bit, was quoted as saying Larson is one of the least racial people I know. It was probably just a bit that went bad.
No doubt. He didn't mean anything no harm by it.
Guy's wearing blackface.
I know, but they had to say it a webcam. He knew people were going to see it, and it was a bet on the air.
That's why he did the blackface, because he knew somebody was going to see it, and you know that there are going to be black groups that aren't going to take kindly to this.
I can't see how that's completely racial. Really?
If the guy's got on blackface.
No. How's that racial?
He's a white guy wearing blackface.
Okay. So if a black guy put on a white face, does that make him racial?
It looked funny.
I just wonder.
Say.
Yeah. Yes? Where that came from.
Are you trying to skip in line?
You know what you're saying? No. Got up this morning and I was white. Darndest thing.
I'm so happy. I knew Reverend Stewart would come through for me. I just wrote that on my little prayer cloth, stuck it on my forehead. Boom, woke up the next morning, I'm a honky. Need a break?
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. The most addictive show on the radio. The Russ Martin
CBS presents this program in color.
We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
What'd you say before you walk back to the phone, Dan?
Once again, people wonder what they do during break.
What type of preparation does it take to have a fantastic program like that?
All the planning, all the writing.
Huddled together in the breaks.
We're watching clips from Deuce Bigelow. The chick that he took out with Tourette's.
Dan,
What? I said asshole.
Oh.
I'm not going to say it.
Well, it sounded like the good one.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Stop it. Oh. Traffic brought to us by Majestic Fine Wine and Spirits.
I'm not talking
You
as you
didn't
the whole
already know
time.
that. Right now in Grand Prairie, I-20 westbound before Great Southwest Parkway, the two right lanes are closed due to a crash. And in Arlington, 360 southbound at Lamar, you have a disabled vehicle in the left lane. Check it. Traffic. I'm Dan O'Malley on the Russ Martin Show.
Thank you, Dan. All right, mid-50s for the Logan, be in the mid-70s all the way through the weekend. We have 71 now. Live 105.3.
Do you think that goes through people's minds? They're listening during the breaks or when the show music starts at the beginning?
Oh, yeah. I got a
Why does it take a minute or so for them to come on? What kind of fantastic crap is
happening?
Behind the scenes.
My friend is an engineer. He sits down. He tries to figure out, okay, now I figured out what you do there in the flow and the ebb and then the creativity and the dynamics is amazing how y'all worked that in. Dude, we just winked. We listened to Deuce Bigelow during the break.
Well, today before the show, Russ is cursing 80s hair bands.
I'm trying to learn a Poison song, and it's like, God, all of them got to have this egotistical guitar solo. Dude, you're already getting enough clam, more than you can eat, and you got to have a guitar solo that I can't learn.
Well, certainly. C.C. DeVille's, well, I'm assuming that's who the guitarist is.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's amazing.
It's a hair band.
It's a hair band.
They all played power chords. Use 2 fingers.
And then you're mad because you can't follow what they did. Let it go.
That's why they haven't had a hit in 20 years. You got cocky and you started adding these different harmonics to your playing. Then you got to have a guitar solo.
Lord, just give that one up.
Yes, poor.
I totally forgot about that scene.
Tourette's chick.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Here, I'll play the part.
Can you play any part of that?
Well, I'll see if I can edit just the first part on the fly.
Okay.
I'm like playing movie clips. All right, here's Deuce at the front door.
Okay.
You know the concept of the movie?
Yeah.
Having to take out chicks that nobody else will.
Exactly.
Hello?
Is this Ruth?
Yeah, I'll be right down. God.
That's what we're watching during the break.
I know.
Then they pull up to the old couple sitting at the stoplight. Big. Let's just roll this window up. All right. Ready to finish news?
No, but I will.
What was, Dan, you were watching one of the stories on one of the TVs in here with Oprah?
Yeah, it was the thing on Headline News. Remember the day after the election yesterday, I said who was that random white guy that Oprah was leaning on and crying on during Obama's speech,
and she said she didn't know the guy, right?
Yeah, she said, well, I didn't know who he was. He was just there. And on the Headline News thing, they're actually asking the question. Now it was up there on their little ticker. Who was the man Oprah was crying? Whose shoulder she was crying on? And it's like, why is that on Headline News?
Why is that a mystery?
Anything in the world they can do to pull out to let this continue?
Well, at the same time, so she had to reiterate the fact that, I don't know, she had to make a statement and say, I don't know, he was just a stranger. But
and that's got to be odd because you're standing there with everybody else at the convention.
Yeah, the cameras are on you. She knows the cameras are on her.
And some chick leans up, just starts hanging on you.
You feel something on your shoulder? You're like, what the hell is that?
That's a huge bitch!
I knew I could sneak one of those in.
And that's the thing, if you're that guy and you don't, it's like you may just have a thing with not wanting people hanging on you, and then you turn like, what the hell?
That's a huge bitch!
Turns out it's Oprah. You're like, well, you can't tell Oprah not to do something.
Or never mind. Hang on me.
And Dan and I were also talking about the talk show host in, I think it was Tampa, lost a bet. Said if somebody named Barack Hussein Obama was elected president, he'd wear blackface, do his show, and webcast it. Here's what he's going to have a hard time defending. Because he said there was no racial intent, there was no insult. Normally when you lose a bet, there's a penalty. Whether you lose in cash, or you have to do a stunt, or you have to spin the wheel of punishment. So in his mind, wearing blackface was negative.
That's true. I didn't think of it that way.
He is so hosed.
Yeah,
that's going to be a hard one to tap dance out of.
Right.
Unless you leave the makeup on.
Why would you do that? I mean, even if your audience gets it, somebody's not gonna.
If you're paying off a bet, it means it's something you don't want to do, and wearing blackface obviously is something he didn't want to do. That's why he made that the payoff.
That's why, you're right. That's what I'm get him in trouble.
I'd love to be there when someone actually asks him that question.
So that was the negative thing then, being in blackface.
I wonder if I could get away with saying it while I got the blackface on.
No, you're in enough trouble as it is.
But I have on the blackface.
You're in enough trouble for having on the blackface. Why don't you add to it? Sure, pile it on.
I'm going to say it anyway.
I'm going to step out the room.
I'm a... It feels good. No wonder they use that all the time. Stop. And I think, JD, you brought this up. If you were to have a black talk show host do it, on whiteface, there'd be no controversy.
Nobody can say anything about it.
Look at that. I got on whiteface.
That's funny. It's cute.
I'll go down and get me alone.
Stop.
They could make jokes like that nonstop.
You're right.
There'd be no issue.
If it was a black morning show or afternoon talk show or whatever, they could do that. And no one would say anything. For some reason, obviously, don't work the other way around. We have a history of doing the blackface thing years ago. Years.
All right. Was that a costume party you were at?
No, I would never, in a million years, of all people. I'm concerned now.
You would never in a million years wear blackface?
No.
Of all people, what?
Of all people. It just bothers me now. Because there's going to be a little... All it takes is one new person coming to town, hearing you guys call me Grand Dragon, hearing some of these drops you do, and thinking that potentially I really am a racist. And now we have a black president. I may be on some watch list before it's all over.
If you were a racist, we wouldn't broadcast it.
I would think so.
Therein lies the parody.
I agree, but I was...
Why do you wear blackface tomorrow?
I don't know.
You use the word all the time. You might as well have the outfit.
I don't use any words, and I'm not wearing blackface ever. Unless it was in a respectful way. Like I had one If I had one of that.
Yeah, I'd love to see you go down the street with that and the black person
tell me how you're going to do it respectfully.
Had I wanted that, and then I'd say, well, then I'm proud to be in blackface, and that's something I'm proud of.
I had a choice, and I chose to be black.
Yes, exactly. And then I could walk proudly down the street. Not far.
You want to test it out?
No, I don't, because it just takes one person to not get the joke. It's like you guys calling me Grand Dragon stuff. It just takes one.
One what?
Person.
Okay. Did you do a legal ID at 5?
Yes.
All right, 5:12. Dan's here with more news.
Thank you, Russ. A group of researchers wanted to find out if liberals and conservatives have a different sense of humor. So they asked members of each group to rate a bunch of jokes on a scale of 1 to 9, with 9 being the funniest.
Got to find out if the Republicans have one.
I think we do.
They thought they'd find that conservatives like traditional jokes that reinforce race and gender stereotypes, and that liberals prefer absurdist, unconventional humor. What they actually found is that conservatives enjoy all types of humor more so than liberals.
How about that? How did they test their humor quotient?
They gave them, a bunch of different jokes, told them to rate them 1 to 9, 9 being the funniest. Some of the examples are, Jake is about to chip onto the green at his local golf course when a long funeral procession passes by. He stops in mid-swing.
Well, you can stop there. It's a golf course. That's going to appeal to the Republicans.
Well, that's a 9. He stops in mid-swing, doffs his cap, closes his eyes, and bows in prayer. His playing companion is deeply impressed. That's the most thoughtful and touching thing I've ever seen, he says. Jake replies, yeah, well, we were married 35 years.
This is the way that they tested them.
Yeah. Those old jokes like that.
Another joke was, I think there should be something in science called the reindeer effect. I don't know what it would be, but I think it'd be good to hear someone say, gentlemen, what we have here is a terrifying example of the reindeer effect.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either.
JD, tell that one tell about the Flintstones all the time.
Don't ever tell any Flintstones joke.
Yeah, you haven't told that one in a while.
I never have told that joke.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know it.
You know what? Trey leans to the right, and I'll lean to the left. We can rate your joke on 1 to 9.
Yeah.
We can add to this research, make it more credible.
No, I'm not telling that joke under any circumstances. Are you guys just trying to get me fired or thrown out of here?
Yes.
No, just tell me to leave.
No.
Yes.
Has to be a penalty.
My God. Come in blackface tomorrow. Tell the Flintstones joke.
Well, tomorrow you can get away with it.
No,
Go ahead, Dan.
By the way, that second joke about the reindeer effect, apparently Republicans really liked it.
I don't get it. Trey, do you get it?
Not a clue.
It's just it's supposed to be an absurdist joke, is what they say, but really it's just absurd and stupid.
All right, go ahead.
Celebrities. They're, of course, talking about the new President-elect Barack Obama. From Elizabeth Hasselbeck on The View yesterday, Elizabeth said Obama's victory makes us all winners. And she actually admitted she was moved by it.
Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
229.
Let's see. She started crying.
Nope. No, she makes a very good point. Kind of.
This has been, we've had such incredible discussions here, and it's been a blessing to do that. And I woke up this morning, I put Grace on my lap, and we watched Barack's speech last night, and we sat there, and she said, "That's Barack Obama." And I said, "Yeah, Grace, it is." I said, "He won the election. He is our next president of the United States of America. He's going to be our president."
We did what?
Won the election. He is our next president of the United States of America. He's going to be our president. And she said, "He won. That's cool. Who lost?" And I looked down at this little face with her big cheeks, and I said, "You know what, Grace? No one lost today. Today, seriously, and God knows I fought hard on the other side, but today is a victory for this country to have Barack Obama be our next president, the first black president, the first black first lady, family, to have the amount of voters, 14 million more voters in this election than the last, present themselves and vote for their country. Today is victory. I haven't felt this good throughout this entire election process.
So
and it is a day
that I
of
was
victory.
right all along?
Is that all of it?
Yeah, more or less. Joy had to ruin the moment. Let me all do the little fist bump, and that's over.
What a day, and it is emotional to hear him, to see the people that he's been able to affect, the power that he has. You know, I will get in a long line of supporters.
The only sad thing about it is it's taken this long, and you'd like to think that we would have been much further along after the Emancipation Proclamation. You think things would have moved in a timely fashion if you had those, I'd call it crimes against humanity. You had that. You would hope that the reparations would have come sooner, as opposed to having the Emancipation Proclamation, and then Texas waits 2 years to tell anybody.
There was a long distance between the place that happened and Texas.
Everybody else found out.
Ways to find it out.
But you got to remember.
You know what? It affects them. Let them find out on their own. Ask somebody.
I went to the front porch, just screamed out, "Hey, you free?"
Don't shoot. Free at last. They're still out there?
Yes, they are.
Good. What are you going to say, Trey?
Although that's been a long time since the Emancipation Proclamation, it's only been within the last 50 years where, we separate was not equal, and we.
I understand that. That's what I just said. You would have hoped after the abolishment of slavery that we would have tried to make reparations quicker, as opposed to waiting quite a while, especially in the South, waiting a couple of years before you actually told them they were free. And then you have to have the civil rights movement of the 60s, again, to make any forward momentum. And it takes another 50, 40... You do the math.
You had to have somebody that would come along without a completely black agenda. And this is probably the first black person we've had without a completely black agenda. Even Martin Luther King, who would have been a great president, I think probably would lead too much of a black agenda to be a mass appeal.
I don't think so. Because in most of his speeches, he talked about blacks and whites being together.
I know, you're right. Now that I think about that, because you hear that I Have a Dream speech, and when you played it recently, I heard things in it and heard inflections that I had not heard before. And really, you realize it was...
Well, you got more of the emotion that came along with it, because we played it back and forth with, was it Reverend Wright?
Yeah.
Obama's pastor, Reverend Wright, back and forth with Dr. King, and that was the first time ever that I had heard the I Have a Dream speech and actually got something out of it and felt some type of loss because Dr. King was gone.
And what else he could have accomplished had he not passed away?
He was shot.
I know that. I'm trying to say it gently. Well, we all know he was shot. Dear God.
Thanks for lightening the moment. Go ahead, Dan.
Madonna was in the middle of a gig in San Diego as the election returns were coming in, and she decided to celebrate. And
she's 231
in her usual edgy way, just by swearing a lot.
I can't understand this.
It's because it's at a concert and somebody's just videotaping it.
Is all of the audio bad?
Just hers. It's just concert audio. You can sort of understand it, but it's a...
Why is it historical? You didn't get banged by your stage hands? She's still using the English accent.
Mm-hmm. Slightly.
Well, you play a song.
She's trying to get around to that. She's getting everybody to clap. She wants everybody to get together. She's going to tell security guards in a minute, no, let them get in the aisles. Let everybody get together. We're all together tonight. This is more special MF night.
Why does someone who made their name for themselves being a whore think that we care about her opinion?
Because they get on stage. I mean,
because you're surrounded nonstop by people who keep your a-hole wet just from all the accolades, and then finally you buy it.
Yeah.
You think everything that I say is going to have some type of value, and I'm going to continue to do it.
And I'm the reason that actually Barack's in the office, because I pushed her through. All my concerts, I would say bad things about Palin and bad things about McCain, and go. And they think they really did put Obama in the office.
That's the same chick that wore spaghetti streamers as a bra back in the 80s.
Yes, absolutely. Or any of the guys from Hollywood that have done nothing else in this world, political or positive, other than speak their mind.
I'm still going to discount anything she says because she was wearing spaghetti strainers to cover up her nipples back in the 80s.
Yes, even more so than most.
And she had sex with Sandra Bernhard, which is just gross.
Body's okay.
That face.
Well, yeah.
And even if you bag it, you know it's still under there.
Yeah, because it would stick out. What is line one, Alfie?
It's Robert talking about Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
Yeah, Robert.
Elizabeth Hasselbeck is a lying bitch. Anybody who is that conservative and that religiously upright, when he won, I'm surprised
Robert
he didn't have the crew in the front yard digging the bunker because the end times are coming the next morning.
Robert. Robert?
Yeah.
What are you doing right now?
I'm standing outside waiting for my dogs to finish pottying.
Oh.
Why?
How long you been home?
About 20 minutes.
What time did you start?
I didn't start.
Yes, you did.
I can't do that anymore.
You can't drink?
Nope.
Why not?
Got diagnosed as diabetic. Can't have sugars.
Oh.
I can't do that anymore.
All right.
I got it from both ends. I got a friend who's sitting there.
I don't care. You sounded like... I'm waiting for my dogs to stop peeing in my drink.
Elizabeth, I think, meant that sincerely. I mean, even Trey said the other day, you know what? Maybe this is not the way I voted, but maybe it's the right thing at the right time. And
if both candidates are qualified in their own right, and there's the ancillary benefit of Obama being black, and we've gotten past that hurdle, yeah, there's something to be gained from
Absolutely.
that. And obviously from some of the black celebrities who were touched by the moment, all right.
It's going to be
it's no issue. It's no consequence. There's no detriment.
I think it's
the skinheads are going to have issues with it.
Well, they have issues with everything. They have issues with each other.
I have a couple of black friends who I talked to last night, and I was always, they're my age or a little bit older, and they really, both of them said, I never thought I'd see this in my lifetime.
I didn't either. Because anytime you had anybody black run, the two obvious ones, they had too slanted of an agenda, and it scared white people. And you're not going to go that route. Because if Sharpton or Jesse Jackson got in the White House, you know how much they don't like white people. You're scared of what they're going to do.
And you saw that crowd in Chicago, rather, completely white, black, everything, Hispanic, everybody, all just cheering and crying. It was great.
Personally, I'm surprised he hadn't run again. I thought Ron Kirk would go farther because he's a great politician. And
he had no racial agenda.
No.
Okay. Laura Miller had an agenda.
Here we go. You won't set him off again.
That's no gray area.
I know, but he doesn't.
Some parties have racial agendas. Mm-hmm. Laura Miller had an agenda. How long before we need a break?
No.
All right. We'll be back.
That's a huge bitch.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. Play at your own risk. The Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
Was that the Fox TV lawsuit against the FCC?
Yes, that was heard by the Supreme Court, I think, Tuesday.
Well, that's not a lawsuit. Well, I think actually Fox said we're not going to pay the fine that the FCC levied.
Right.
Even the reduced fine. Yeah, they went down to $91,000. They went, no, I'm not going to do it.
Wow, where is it?
It's in my daily audio file under, it's in a folder that says Fox News Attorney.
Daily audio?
Yes.
Okay. I see it. When did they actually go before the Supreme Court?
Tuesday.
Who's the guy talking?
That's the Fox attorney.
Okay.
Well, because the consequences of a different approach are that we will end up censoring or chilling a much wider swath of protected speech.
Huh?
I labeled the clips what the questions he's answering.
I don't know what he just said.
If you read the question that he's answering, that it makes more sense.
You gonna get pissy with me?
No, not at all.
Why should broadcasters be allowed to use foul language? That was the question?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the issue that's up before the Supreme Court. It's utterances by celebrities, events, especially at NASCAR, that get out on the air. It's unintentional. And really, you're going to have a problem on either side. Well, actually, it's easy to argue on either side. Fox News or Fox Television say it was unintentional, it was an utterance, there was no sexual connotation, we shouldn't be fined. FCC asks, why are you running a delay? Well, you got radio stations that do it nonstop. The technology's there. There's no reason why you shouldn't have that in place. Well, again, what was uttered wasn't sexual in nature.
No, they were making a great statement. This is that good night.
And a different approach are that we will end up censoring or chilling a much wider swath of protected speech than it seems to me either the indecency statute or the First Amendment would authorize. As I tried to explain to the Chief Justice, the problem with saying that these words trigger a further inquiry is that it's that inquiry where the ordinary broadcaster doesn't know whether or not it would be subject to a particular sanction is precisely why the broadcasters will refuse to carry live or carry other programming where there's any risk that they'd be exposed to potentially $325,000 fines for...
Took him 45 seconds to make the statement of, we don't know what we're going to be fined for. Well, yeah, you got at least a ballpark handle on it. Somebody says F, S, several other different variations that we all enjoy, then you're probably going to get popped. If it was somebody that didn't work for your station, but you still aired it, you're still going to have the same consequence because the word was still uttered. Was it intentional? No.
Why is it such a big deal? Like you said, run the delay. If occasionally, once a year, somebody slips it by a delay and you had everything in place, you had several delays and it got by, and it wasn't sexual in nature, why is this such a big deal?
It needs to be a big deal as far as Fox Television, because the FCC has always lied, always set in a gray area as far as what was offensive, what could air, when could it air, how long could it be said, what was the intent, was it a sexual nature, was it expiratory?
And they've sat down, and as you said, it's a gray line. It always has been, at least in the last year or so. We still don't, really know. I mean, we know what not to say.
And I can't remember if it's Fox or somebody else, or this is the reason they've gone before the Supreme Court, is somebody got popped for a show that's been off the air for 3 or 4 years. I forgot what was said. I think it was a reality show. The FCC came back a few years later and said, all right, you're going to pay for that one.
It was. Fox appealed immediately after the FCC ruling.
Okay, then that's what this whole case is based on. Read it.
Last month, 4 years later, the FCC changed its mind, saying it would find only 13 Fox stations located in cities that generated viewer complaints about the program. That reduced the fine.
Does it say which program it was?
Let me look here. Hold on.
Go to the top of the story.
FCC proposed finding all 169 Fox-owned and affiliate stations with a total of $1.2 million in 2004 for airing a 2003 episode of Married by America, which featured a digitally obscured nudity and whipped cream-covered strippers. So we're talking about something that happened 4 years ago, and they came back and went, yeah, that's...
Well, it sounds like it aired in 03, and then they levied the fines in 04.
This case...
Shut up. Let's read that again.
All right. FCC proposed finding all 169 Fox-owned and affiliate stations for a total of $1.2 million in 2004 for airing in 2003.
All right, so they didn't wait several years, but it was still a show that was already off the air. Right. There was no other potential damage that show could have, and they also blurred all the naughty bits on the chicks, and anything that wasn't blurred had tasty things on it.
The FCC came back and said, no, that one we decided that's obscene.
Titillating.
Absolutely. Well, you did it on purpose. You had nude people, and
we also covered it up, so you didn't see anything, and you don't know if they were really naked or not because it was blurred. Go back and prove they were naked.
You absolutely can. Go back a year later and bring this up. Why is the FCC doing this?
Because you've got the one group, the Parents Television Council, the PTC, that the FCC has already admitted 99% of the complaints come from that one group.
So the FCC should, in that case, even more so go, this is one little radical group, one office, literally almost all of them come from that one, probably the same fax machine. Why would this be something that takes their time?
It's a power play. They want to keep the networks, the broadcast entities, under control, so they don't run amok, and then you got to rein them in later.
Well, in this case, I'm glad that Fox stood up and went, no, I don't care if it's $100, we're not paying it.
Well, that's why I said this needs to be a big deal, because the FCC is always just set in a gray area. Something would be okay on Oprah, or you could run Saving Private Ryan unedited, all the same freaking words, but because it's considered art. In air quotes. Art. You can get away with it. Just like the same crap on PBS, because all of that's considered art and intellectual. You can throw out all those different words. But if it comes out on a show or a television program that the FCC doesn't like, then it's finable. And you're really going to have to get into an area where it's black and white. You can do this or you can't. Whether it's Saving Private Ryan, Oprah, Howard Stern, or anybody else, it's got to be the same playing field.
I'm sorry, did Saving Private Ryan end up airing in its entirety?
Yeah.
Language, blood, guts, and all.
Nothing said.
No, and when the network decided to rerun it, they were worried they were going to get fined this time because the FCC had vacillated again.
And there's nobody watching over them to make them say, give us specifics.
They don't have to. If they give you specifics, then they can't go after people they don't care for. And that's why they were up Stern's ass for so many years, because they didn't care for him.
And they could just leave it just gray enough to go, well, we know we decided that word is not good today. Oprah said it.
Yeah, and there were transcripts of Oprah's show that Stern read on his show, and they specifically told him, you can't read that verbatim. So he had to go back and edit what was already on broadcast television in the middle of the afternoon when children could see it.
That's what you had said earlier, when children literally probably will see it on Oprah versus not hearing it on Howard Stern.
Well, yeah, children normally aren't
tuning in,
enamored with talk radio.
No.
Hop in a car, flip on Rush Limbaugh. All right. Any more of these clips that I want to hear?
4 and 6 are kind of speak to what you just were talking about.
How do you distinguish context?
Yeah.
How long does it take him to answer that one?
30 seconds.
I bet it don't.
The problem is that nobody can tell ahead of time. I think Justice Ginsburg said this about as well as anybody, is how do you distinguish Saving Private Ryan and the expletives that were used there and the documentary that Martin Scorsese tried to put together on blues singers and the expletives that were used there. I mean, context is simply another way of saying arbitrary choices by the Federal Communications Commission.
And we've always had that mentality is if you can shroud it under the context of art, then it has some social value. But if it's a blue-type radio show or television show, then it's titillating, and that's finable.
You can say the exact same thing in the exact same context on two different things.
I wonder if we could get away with it if we wore costumes.
No, I don't believe so. You try. Oh, we'll stand over here.
I was thinking more about you.
No, of course you were.
Wear the blackface tomorrow.
I'm not wearing blackface tomorrow. Why would you really want me to do that? Just have them fire me. Is that what you want?
Do you consider it a negative act?
I don't consider it a negative act.
Well, then what's your issue?
Because
wear the blackface
tomorrow. Because there are certain people that might consider it a negative act, and I wouldn't want to offend them accidentally.
Good. All right. What is 5? Are you comfortable with the FCC having such arbitrary power?
Oh, well, I can answer that one.
Well, I specifically said that to the court, and yes, I think to me it's quite disturbing because, again, it'd be one thing if you could have the 5 people explain in a way that everybody says, oh, I understand that. But the problem is if you look at most of the decisions and you try to understand why one is indecent and the other is not, the average person is going to scratch their heads and say, I have no idea how to distinguish one from another. In that situation, broadcasters are naturally going to say, we're not going to carry anything that's going to get us anywhere near that kind of...
I don't know, most people are going to hear this, and there's really going to be no interest. But if the FCC decides that they're going to find television and radio stations for people that blurt out things in the background, then they're going to stop carrying live events, and your NASCAR on television or any sporting event, you're going to have to wait till it's over so the networks can go back and review it.
Okay. Again, you go to a 10 or 15 second delay. How is that not safe?
I think I think technically it becomes cost prohibitive because it's a lot more expensive to run a delay on television because you have picture and sound, especially now with HD. It's going to take more equipment. With radio, you just got one signal.
Again, I don't understand why all the companies, Fox, CBS, everybody doesn't get together. Obviously, with that much money, that much lobbying power, you can go to the FCC and go, nothing else. We're not doing anything else. We're not playing your game anymore until you give us specifics, all of us.
What'd you say?
I said, here's all the broadcasters, and they're all behind me. It looks like the Verizon commercial. They're all standing behind me. All right. and we want to know exactly, word for word, what can be said. I want a list of words that can be said, a list that cannot be said.
Okay. Let's go this route. All right. How about if I yank your license?
You can't yank every broadcast license in this country, and they're all standing. There's a couple leaving, but most of them are still standing behind me.
Yeah, I think we can yank it.
You can't.
Where's your revenue going to come from?
You can't yank it.
What are you going to do with your TV shows?
You can't.
You're going to webcast it?
You can't take away.
You're going to have plays on your front porch. Maybe your mom can make the costumes. What are you going to do? How about if we just yank your license?
All of the CBS stations in the country, you're going to, because that's all that's left now. Everybody else has walked away.
Yeah. We issued the license. We can yank that bitch back.
Got to be a lobbying power that we have as broadcasters.
You got no lobbying power. We issued the license. We can take it back. You don't like it? Yeah.
Like anything else, there has to be rules. He just said that to me.
The last one is FCC reaching to say language has sexual or excretory meaning. Mm-hmm. Now, they're going to have a problem with that because the F word and S and a few of them, they've taken on meanings beyond sexual intent.
Absolutely.
If Bono from U2 throws out, this is effing great, you're not going to have a 16-year-old that hears that and goes, oh, yeah, I could be doing that instead.
No. You're going to change
It's so much better than watching a stupid award show.
Anyone's life. You're right.
No, absolutely. I think on both prongs, although we spent more time at the argument on the first prong, but on the question of whether or not this language inherently has a sexual or excretory meaning, that's, to my mind, a clear change in position by the commission and not one that's been adequately justified by anything that it's written to this point. And some of the justices seem to recognize that problem. Certainly Justice Breyer seemed to.
And the problem that Fox is having with this is they really can't gauge which way this is going to go because you got a few of the Supreme Court justices that have sat there and they ain't said dick the entire time.
Okay, keep talking. I'm listening. No, I'm listening. I'm marking your name down, too.
I'm getting it all down. And we're going to make the ruling. And if you don't like it, yeah.
Just seems to me we could have a lobby, but I guess we can, or we would have at this point.
The broadcasters have tolerated it for too long, and finally Fox it's at least taken it to the Supreme Court. And if you get any kind of ruling out of this saying the FCC is too gray in their guidelines, at least something will come from that.
That'd be the beginning of something at least.
But you're always going to have that issue of who decides what's obscene, what's profane, what's artistic, what ain't.
Again,
is this excretory in nature? I think most people would say yes. Some people would consider it art.
Yeah, it is art. It's beautiful, orchestrated and everything else. Sounds like a moment someone's having.
You're a fool.
I know.
And the good thing is Obama will get to appoint new people to the FCC, so you might have a more liberal, and therefore they might say, you know what, we'll define this stuff versus the conservatives on there who have just kept it great, like you said, so they can go after the ones they don't like.
Well, and the language has changed dramatically over the past 20 or 30 years. Things don't always mean what they used to.
Well, certainly not as well as the actions. There was a time, as we all well know, in a sitcom, you couldn't have the two married people in the same bed. They had to be in separate beds. How do you think they got little Richie?
Maybe Rob's got a great big...
That's the episode I want to see.
You guys got to be swinging if you can hit it from a twin bed. It's got to look like a stanchion at the movie theater.
It's not obscene, that's magical.
All right. We have time to finish? All right, go ahead, Dan.
A Burlington, Vermont man was so happy at the news that Barack Obama...
Oh, Rob!
I've got a headache.
I'll send it across the street to Millie. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No problem. A Burlington, Vermont man was so happy at the news that Barack Obama will be the next president that he fired his gun inside his home some 18 times, sending a hail of bullets into neighboring homes. James DeWalt faces 3 counts of reckless endangerment in connection with the Tuesday night shooting. Officers quickly concluded the holes were in fact made by bullets and found the bullets had passed through a porch wall and window before being embedded inside the residence. Investigators said
the guy shot a gun in his own house.
Yep, they went out of his house, through the walls, and into other people's homes.
Well, his intent wasn't to go into somebody else's homes. I guess he thought the construction on his house was such.
Doesn't matter the intent. You're responsible for that bullet until it stops. It's like the other story we have about the guy that was out target practicing near miles from the TMS, and the bullet came all the way and hit some lady in a trailer.
Yeah, I heard Ernie and Jay on KLLI arguing about that, and what is which is the one, the right to bear arms?
Yeah. The Second Amendment?
Yeah, that one. Obviously, Jay is a staunch proponent of that.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want a ban on any type of weapons. And he didn't like the argument of somebody calling and said, well, why do you need a 50 caliber rifle? Well, who is it to decide what I need? All right, I'll help you out with that one. You don't need one.
Well, you don't, but if you're a collector or just people just like to shoot them. I don't need an assault rifle.
A 50 caliber rifle is what Chief Kunkel said they had when they had that 18-wheeler running amok, and that's what they were going to use to take it down.
Oh,
why would anybody be out doing target practice with that? And obviously you're not very good because you missed what you were shooting at and hit some chick 2 or 3 miles away.
Yeah, 50 cal is an amazing big bullet. It's a scary gun. I've seen them.
And just because we have a right to bear arms doesn't mean you can go buy anything that you choose.
Well, no, there should be limits at some point. That
was the argument that they were having, is there shouldn't be any limits.
Any limit on anything. Well, there already is. You can't get automatic weapons without special passes and rules, training.
Special passes?
Yes, they give a hall pass.
Where do you get that from?
You get it from
NASCAR.
No. But you can buy the 50 cals at the gun show. I've seen them up there. Not $1,200. You can just, there's a single shot. It's almost a 5-foot-long gun on a tripod. It's single
I've
shot.
seen pictures, and obviously it's going to have hellacious stopping power. Dallas Police Department SWAT team sent one out to take that 18-wheeler out.
Yeah. So obviously,
I believe they also use those on tanks.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. At some point.
Hang on a second. Go ahead and read the story, Dan.
Okay. Investigators now have a preliminary link between the .50 caliber slug that hit an Arlington woman at Texas Motor Speedway and the rifle of a Benbrook man who says he was target shooting on Sunday morning when Jill King was wounded. She's still in the hospital recovering from surgery.
This guy doesn't like NASCAR any more than JD does.
Love NASCAR.
She's still recovering from surgery to save her arm that was broken in 4 places as the slug pierced her motorhome. King's husband says he's spoken with the Benbrook man and told him that the family appreciated how he stepped forward to police and turned over the rifle for tests after hearing the news.
Oh, hell no. I wouldn't have said a damn thing.
You're that many miles away, it'd be really hard to prove where that bullet came from.
Well, if there's I believe this guy had a firing range or something on his land, missed obviously what he was shooting at, and this thing goes another couple of miles, goes through a motorhome, and then shatters this woman's arm.
That's an unbelievable story. And so Ernie and Jay are both that way about the guns that are shooting the limit?
And Jay just got to the point of being beyond, even for me, irritating.
How
do you decide what people need? I'm going to help you out with that one again. You don't need a .50 caliber. You need a handgun to protect your home, your family. Dandy. You want to go out and do target practice? Then you get something that's not going to go 5 miles and break some lady's arm.
That seems, you're right, that does seem a little bit excessive. But then at what point, who decides what?
Me.
An AR-15?
Asked me.
An AR-15.
That's too much.
Why is it too much?
It's too much.
It doesn't go 5 miles and hurt somebody's arm.
But also you've got an untold amount of ammunition that comes out every second. Why do you need that?
It's just fun to shoot. We do it in the country. We go up a solid mud wall. We go out to a tank, shoot down low, and we never.
What if you miss?
Then it goes in the water. It goes in the mud. It doesn't go over the hill.
Obviously, this guy thought his bullet was going to stop at a safe distance.
I guess anything is possible. But
Trey, what is it? I keep hearing you snot.
I just realized something. Has anyone recognized the fact that Sunday was opening day of deer season? He might have been shooting at something other than a target.
What was this lady wearing? We need a break? Okay.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show.
That's a huge bitch.
We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
into a dangerous zone if you start arguing our constitutional rights. But I don't want you to have a .50 caliber rifle.
I just love guns. I just like to shoot. It's fun. It's a big kick. Watch something blow up.
I'm okay with having a weapon for sport. But if you can't control it and you're shooting people 2 or 3 miles away, you've already proven to me that you don't need a .50 caliber.
But it's just for fun, and one guy could
so shooting a chick 2 or 3 miles away.
Well, then you have this other guy and he only had a .22. The guy that shot 18 shots and they went to other people's apartments, he only had a .22. So you take those away too because there's one idiot that can't control it.
Okay. Well, I know the argument is they're going to go in the direction of, all right, if you ban that, then how long before they get to handguns?
Of course.
That's why I said it's a dangerous area to argue, but I don't want you to have a 50 caliber. If you're in the military, you've been trained. You deserve to have one.
Well, yeah.
You've served our country. I don't want you having one in your backyard.
So you're going to tell me where I can take what I can buy?
Yes. Yes.
You can't do that.
If you're going to ask me, I'm going to tell you.
Well, I'm going to ask you. You ain't going to listen to you because I can buy 50 cal and they're fun to shoot. Sportsman only. I just shoot target with it. There'd be no reason to shoot anything else. I'm trying to stop a city bus or something.
Trey was right. This happened over the weekend. The guy that was doing target practice with 50 cal shot a chick 2 or 3 miles away at the Motor Speedway. What did I tell you when I got up?
What?
What? Of all the Disney characters, you got to put on Bambi. What did I say when we got up? Why don't you wear the cow outfit today? How about Gumby? Gumby's good.
Gumby's safe.
Wear Gumby. Everybody likes Gumby. Oh, I got dressed like a moose. Or the Bambi.
I pulled up one of the stories during the break. We talked about this yet, the run on guns. The day after Barack Obama was elected president, gun sales have now topped. This is just at one store in Fort Worth, $100,000, which is a record for them. Employees are having a hard time keeping the shelves stocked, and the prices on some models have gone up $200 almost overnight.
I had a friend that said he went to the gun store for that very reason before Obama was elected, because obviously part of Obama's platform is stricter gun control. He said he went to the store, and he said they were out. All he could buy was ammo.
Oh, my God. What do these people think? He's going to
They think that Obama's immediately going to get into office, and immediately there's going to be stiffer handgun control or any type of weapons control.
It's just not going to happen.
Well, and even, let's say hypothetically that he's able to pass or get past some type of stricter handgun or gun control bill. It's not like it's going to happen in 2 seconds. You're going to know about a bill like that before it even gets to a vote.
The mentality is already there, especially if you've already had a run on the gun stores. Which one of those, Alfie?
Line 5.
Okay. There ain't nobody on line 5.
Line 4.
All right. Yes, Robert.
Hey, Russ, what's going on, mate?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the way I see it is, with the Second Amendment, it was put into the Constitution so that we would have the right and the ability to overthrow our government if they got out of control.
Right.
And if they got missiles and 50 caliber, what are we going to do with a 9mm?
No, I understand. So you need a 50 caliber.
Yeah.
Just in case the government runs amok.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm wrong. That's another reason. This country is full of dildos, and if you think you need a 50 caliber, you don't.
Well, clearly, I don't think I need it, but that's the argument: is who's going to decide at what level?
I will.
Well, you're not anybody.
You know what? At this point, after hearing that guy talk about the reason for the Second Amendment is so we can overthrow our government, I'm okay with Russ deciding who gets to have what.
How do you read this?
Yeah, I saw Trace head actually spin around on his shoulders. It was wild.
Well, the whole reason for that, in case the government gets into a position where they get pissy with us, then we can take them down.
Oh, Paul. They got missiles. What am I going to do with a 9mm? What are you going to do with a 50 cal, dude?
Don't push me, buddy. Shoot, I did that lady in the deer costume.
Hey, Jim Bob, what's that green dot all over your chest?
Oh, no.
What, now, have they filed any, did it say in the story the guy that was target shooting and hit the chick, any criminal charges yet?
No, nothing as far as that's concerned, because really, they didn't even expect anyone to actually come forward and say, that might have been my bad.
I wouldn't have.
No.
It could have been anybody out here with a 50 cal. It could have been a number of people.
On the other hand, maybe he was thinking, you know what? I know 50 calibers are kind of rare. Perhaps through a search, someone's going to knock on my door eventually.
If they ran a check, they probably would have narrowed it down sooner or later. And he obviously he did what he knew he should do. But if you can't control it, I don't want you having it.
And again.
And when I was listening to Ernie and Jay today, I'm going to have them taken off.
No.
Ernie used the same argument. Well, all right, you want to ban those? I could take my car and run through a crowd of people. Obviously, it's a weapon. No, I need a car. I need it for transportation. Car's not meant to kill. That's just something we figured out you can do with it.
More of a bonus?
That's a pretty weak argument here.
Well, that's...
Were they out of stuff to say? That point?
I ain't pointing fingers.
Well, the Second Amendment isn't absolute. I mean, you can argue the Founding Fathers wanted to protect your right to have a handgun and protect your home. You really can't argue that they envisioned that you're going to have some weapon that can, shoot 10 bullets a second.
No, they weren't going to envision it, but it's also open to interpretation, and that's where we get into the gray area. And again, I know it's a dangerous area to argue because if you ban one type of weapon, where are they going to stop? And just because you've banned it on the open market doesn't mean they're still not going to exist.
No, of course not. They're
like assault weapons or anything else. You want to ban those? Okay. Well, just thinking hypothetically, who's going to have them?
And
people who don't register them.
Certainly. Oldest argument in the book.
Who's which part of Stevenson Pruitt, the old morning show here, owns the gun store in Houston?
Jim Pruitt.
I bet he is stoking the flames and selling guns like there is no tomorrow.
He's played that angle with his commercials before. Mm-hmm. Man, they're coming.
He had a radio commercial that literally almost said that.
Sometimes people just need shooting.
I bet he took the front door off his store. 24/7. Come on in.
Any more of those before I move on, Alfie?
Timeline 2 has a practical use for him.
Okay. A 50 cal? Yes, Ray.
Well, it's real simple. If you go into the mountains, you do any bear hunting, man. 50 cal, you're dealing with something like a bear. You want something with some stopping power, and 50 cal is about the only thing will guarantee if you hit it to stop a bear.
A 30-06 will do just fine.
Well, hang on. And you consider that a sport?
Well, I've got family up in Alaska. We've been bear hunting, and it's a sport until you hit it with like a 30-30 and it keeps coming at you. It ain't so sporting anymore at that point.
Actually, I think it would be more of a sport if the bear also was armed.
He is armed, man. You ever been up close to a bear and seen the paws on those things?
You're the one shooting at him.
Offending.
It's like you're shooting at the bear and you're somehow offended that he comes after you. How dare you, sir?
I'm sorry, Russell. I'm back to your side. Did you know these idiots don't need to have 50
Sometimes I use them for snapping turtles. Because those little bastards are low to the ground. And they can get fast.
But you absolutely, positively have to kill everything in the pond.
And they all play it off as a sport. No, yes. It's a sport if Bullwinkle also has a deer rifle. I'm sure he'd call it something else.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Thank God. Move shot back.
Why do I smell people here? And
what is that over in the trees? It's like a shelf set up with Funyuns and chiclets and stuff. And Coors. Is that a feeder?
Yeah, I believe it is.
I'm not going over there. Because there's probably a moose someplace sitting in the blinds.
That's a sport.
If you want to make it a fair playing field and you want to play it off as a sport, then let the animals have some weapons. And as stupid as that comes off, that makes it a sporting event. If you're just shooting a deer who's just running around in the woods, that's not really sporting.
Right. The essence of sport is competition.
And there is no competition with a deer. Possibly a bear because they seem angry.
Well, yeah.
You shot them.
Well, it's like Russ is saying. You want to make things even, fine. You go on bear hunting or whatever, and you want to hunt bear, strap a couple of knives to your hands so you're dead even.
Yeah. Get a couple of nice, thick gloves and go out there and go toe-to-toe with him. That's a sport.
No.
Nailing him from a mile away with a 50 caliber is chicken ass.
I'm with you.
Look what I killed. Look how manly I am.
I stalked him.
I shot this from a mile away. There wasn't no meat left to eat. But I still got him.
That's the thing. Anybody would shoot a deer if you potentially think that guy that shot the 50 cal up on TMS. What would that do to a deer?
Oh,
any idea of shooting a deer to have the meat?
Well, if you got it in the head, but I mean, deer, a lot of times if you shoot them, they'll run off before they die.
Rude.
Yeah, and they're hard to find. So I guess if the thinking would be you're going to drop them right there.
Well, this guy contends that he was doing target practice for some event that was coming up.
And he may very well have been. I just...
You find it odd that it happened the opening day of deer season.
Yeah, opening weekend, yeah.
And then some chick gets shot sitting in her motorhome. What did I tell you when you got up? What did I say?
I just didn't.
Wear Gumby.
Hey, Gumby.
Wear the Choo Choo Charlie.
I don't wear the Choo Choo Charlie.
You like Hong Kong food. We wear that for a couple of days.
Not the NASCAR.
All right, fine. Put on Bullwinkle. See what happens.
I love the costume.
The squirrel ain't going to be the only one flying. Put it on.
I'm wearing it.
Stick your antlers out the window.
I'm gonna.
All right.
I'm a TMS.
I'm going to lay on the Berber. All right. Any more of those, Alfie?
Line 10.
Okay. Yes, Ken.
Hey, Russ, if you read, I know you were making fun of the guy about the Second Amendment, what he said, but if you actually read what it says and read the context of it, the Second Amendment actually says that a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's the exact words of it.
Okay, a free state. That doesn't mean that the right to bear arms is specifically intended to go back if you get twisted at the government.
But if you read the articles of what led to this exact wording for it there's actually a history of how it came about.
Mm-hmm.
It was the people were worried that if the federal government became too powerful to overtake a state or control states and the people weren't happy with it, that the people could have, and I know this is a wacko term, but the people could, militias back then were a good thing. They're not what they are now.
I understand.
But it was so that the militia could take over and say, you know what, we're no longer part of this. That was the intention of the Second Amendment.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
So nice of a Supreme Court justice to let us know that.
John, you still want them to have any weapon they choose?
No! Holy mackerel.
Obviously, it was I hate to get overly simplistic. It was a different era. We'd gone through a revolution.
Right.
And so
totally.
We wouldn't enter into that realm again. They threw that down. Hey, in case the government gets pissed.
What's going to happen?
You're going to have this right.
I got a right.
Which really doesn't make any sense. Why would a government give me rights to come get them?
They were coming from a monarchy, though. I mean, that's...
I understand. Again, a different era. I almost said we've evolved beyond that, but I thought wrong.
And there's a reason why the government can't enter a state, like with troops, a.k.a. Katrina, unless the state asks them to come in. That's a provision of the Constitution. Oh, God.
What are you looking at online, Dan?
Oh, just Second Amendment.
What about it?
Well, that's what he said. You know, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Say anything else?
History, origin of the right. The concept of the universal militia originated in England. The requirement that subjects bear arms and serve military duty dates back to at least the 12th century when King Henry II was in. So, in other words, it dates all the way back, and it's the whole thing of it all boils down to stinking interpretation.
If you look at the historical events that led up to it, there's really no interpretation. We don't need to have all that armory just in case we get twisted at Governor Perry. But luckily, it is in place so you can have a weapon to defend your home and go out and have a sporting event and shoot bears.
Have all the fun you want to, but this idea that we're all going to pick up our 30-06s and take down an Apache helicopter.
Which one, Alfie? Hurry, because I'm getting bored.
Line 5, back to the bear.
Of course it is.
Yes, Joe.
Well, there was an idiot that called you about 5 or 6 minutes ago saying that that's a sport when you're shooting a bear with a 50 cal. I was in the military. Well, first of all, we call it escalation of force, which I'm sure you guys probably heard of. You got somebody coming at you with a knife. You don't shoot a rocket with a rocket launcher at them. You got to, there's, like I said, escalation of force. You use something just a little bit bigger to stop them. Idiots like that, they shouldn't even have 50 cals. That guy, he's probably got a whole armory in his damn backyard, man.
To get a 50 caliber, do you have to have a special permit from the state, or can you just buy one?
It depends where you're at. I don't know the law. Obviously, the laws of all the states, but not everywhere you have to have a. You do have to have a special permit, but it's not like a license to have a handgun, as far as I know.
Okay, all right, thank you.
But I mean, I have one. I mean, I have a small one. It's a new one. It's an assault rifle, but I can't take that to California because then I'll be going down for that one. But here I can.
You were also in the military, and you probably have some type of training.
Right. It was like y'all made a good point earlier. You shouldn't have something that you're not qualified to use because just because it looks cool.
All right, because it's like something to brag about with your neighbors.
I didn't want to argue with him because he'd been in the military. But if somebody's coming at me with a shiv and all I got at my disposal is a rocket launcher,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's I know it's running up the score.
Yeah.
It's all I got.
You're getting the rocket launcher.
I turned down the 22 and picked up the RPG. What?
It was within reach. The 22 was back in the tent.
All the way back there.
And obviously someone coming after you with a knife, I don't think their intention is sport.
No. Yes, Casey.
Yeah, it just amazes me that these same people that keep calling in about their right to bear arms are the same ones that will argue that the FCC regulations are outdated, times have changed, and even a lot of them, when they make their statement, will say, that was a different time back then. I don't know, it just kind of blows my mind that they do that.
Which side is he on?
I can't tell. With the FCC.
No, I believe in the guns for sport, for hunting, but the 50 calibers, I can see them having stricter regulations on that. You can buy a 50 caliber black powder rifle like a BB gun. There's no form to fill out. There's no nothing. You just have to be 18.
Well, I don't want to argue the issue because it's really... Thanks for calling. It's almost a position you can't argue because if you say, all right, we're going to ban this weapon, then, sooner or later, it's going to trickle down. And it's going to come down to personal protection.
Well, sure. And 44 Magnums, 45s, whatever else. That's really too much gun to carry.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I got skunks in my backyard, and I didn't tell you this, I got zits last night.
You did?
I'm going to go after that skunk.
Oh, here we go. So he's coming after you with zits, and you're going to go after him with a 44 caliber?
That sprayed me and Rocco. I saw him going out in the backyard, and I saw the skunk, and I'm screaming at Rocco, so I'm running after Rocco, and that little sucker lifts that tail and goes at us. You little lepew.
And you're going to shoot it. No.
Normally, I'm on the animal side.
Yes.
It's a defense mechanism. But that's until I got zits. And that stuff doesn't, you don't just go inside and go, whoo, and shake it off.
No, I know that. It's on forever. I'm surprised it's not still on you.
Rocco and I got our baths outside last night.
So you just want one little skunk?
I don't know how many there are. Normally, if you got one, there's probably a nest.
Would you like me to find someone to come?
I already got skunks.
Someone to haul them off?
Oh, yeah. I'd like them gone.
Okay.
How do you get rid of them?
I know there are services.
I think I'd like to take that one that got me last night and make an example to the rest of the skunk family.
You see this? Watch this. Watch this.
Everybody got their eyes trained on Peppy? Peppy's about to get it.
That's so funny.
And I'm pissed off at Rocco because he's already been sprayed once before. So he's got a handle on what those little bastards can do.
Yeah, you don't know. He probably thinks...
Oh, look. A kitty cat.
It's a cat. Yeah, it looks like a little cat. Let's go play.
How do they get rid of them, Trey?
They'll trap them and just haul them off.
How do you trap them?
I don't know how they do it.
You get a little cage and put a clump of shit in it. That makes me horny. That's the first time I've ever gotten sprayed. And that was at a distance.
I've had animals before that got, just covered. And it took weeks to get the smell off.
Now, we were probably, I would say 35, 40 feet.
Oh, yeah.
He's running straight at the skunk. And I'm screaming and I'm trying to catch up with him, and whoop, up comes the tail, out comes the goods.
Make a sound?
Huh?
Make a sound?
If it did, I probably covered it up. Because as soon as the tail came up, it's...
Sorry, it took you so long to tell us that story. That's hilarious. It's funny because it didn't happen to me. I'm sorry.
But it could.
I wouldn't know.
When they haul those skunks off, where do you now think they're going to end up?
Not in my neighborhood.
Yes.
No, there are no skunks in my neighborhood. There are none.
Skunk world.
No, it's not.
Did you say I had some nice woods behind your house?
You shut up.
Skunks like to run free. I don't have enough woods around my house.
Don't you ever bring skunks over to my house.
What's it cost to get rid of skunks?
Probably $200.
For all of them?
Mm-hmm.
I can't just make an example out of the one that got me?
I can. I just don't know if that'll make them leave.
Are they stupid? They are?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. Ready to finish news, Dan?
Sure.
All right, go.
Okay. Tony Romo was back under center at practice on Wednesday, once again zipping passes to Terrell Owens. Can expect him to be doing so the next time the Cowboys play. Romo's return from a broken pinky on his throwing hand is coming along as expected. The clunky cast he wore the last 3 weeks has been replaced by a small splint covering just the pinky. Dallas, of course, went only 1-2 without him, scoring no more than 14 points with Brad Johnson and Brooks Bollinger running the offense.
What if I don't shoot it with a handgun, just maybe like a pellet gun, to frighten it?
Yeah, that's good. Piss it off.
Well, I'll do it at a distance.
Oh, they can't run.
Well, I don't think they're going to come at me.
You can try.
Just like a possum.
Do what?
Just like the possum one time.
Oh, that's right.
Possum to come after us at your house one time.
Oh, yeah, when I lived in Plano. Flo and I went back over there. So I was moving from Plano to the new house.
Yeah.
There's a possum on the sidewalk eating out of a McDonald's bag.
Okay.
Flo and I get out of the moving truck, looks up at us. Obviously decided to biggie size because he came after Chloe.
They have no fear at all. Possums?
No.
I've never heard of that. I don't think any animal that was small like that would want to run away from you.
Have you ever seen a full-grown possum?
No, really haven't.
They're a good... I mean, they'll get up to like 20, 25 pounds.
You can scare most dogs that size away by going...
Well, this one might have been rabid because he looked up at Chloe, decided he had had enough of the McDonald's and was going to come for more.
He showed us his teeth.
Oh, he could have been.
Yeah.
Teeth.
He looked up and he went... And Chloe and I screamed like a couple of Girl Scouts, threw our cookies in the air and climbed up on the hood of the truck. And we stayed there for probably a couple of minutes till he was gone. I kept trying to kick Chloe off just to distract the possum.
Eat him first, and I'll tell everybody else.
Right. I'll spread the word. Man, you certainly don't with possums. And then if you're still mad at me, you can come get me later.
It's even creepier if you see a mama possum and she's got her babies on her back and you're just walking along.
What's wrong with that?
Because they're just disgusting to begin with. Then they got little baby disgusting things on their back.
Baby's got to get around someplace. What's your problem with mass transit?
The problem is with possums.
Oh, all right.
What was the animal that looked at you and walked right up the side of the tree? Was that a possum?
That was a possum.
Oh, okay. You were trying to scare it?
It was on the side of the house, and I heard something. I came out with a flashlight, and you see it walking across the ground, looks over at me, makes the obligatory...
Scare me, you can do that.
Walks straight up to the tree and right up the side.
I did that, and I can do lots of other stuff.
I'm going to go up here. I'm going to hang by my tail. I'm going to watch you. Why don't you come get me?
Go ahead, walk up the side of the tree. Get me. Hang by your tail.
It was almost demonic because you got his eyes just reflecting from the flashlight and just goes up the side of the tree. Doesn't break stride. Just straight across the ground, up the side, looks at me as he's going up the side of the tree.
I've never seen a possum. I'm surprised I've seen everything else in my backyard.
I'm going to go outside with my night vision goggles and I'm going to get that skunk bitch. I didn't pay that much to live in that neighborhood to have some animal come by and odorize me.
I got this Bill Murray Caddyshack visual of you hunting down the
no
skunks.
I actually probably shoot golfers. And I'm not big on shooting animals, especially if their intent really isn't to come after me. The only reason the skunk decided to lift its tail is because Rocco was going after it.
Natural defense. So you can't be angry at the skunk.
You want to come smell my house?
No, I don't really. Thank you very much.
Because we haven't been able to get the stench out of the house yet.
I don't even know how you do that. How you get out of your clothes or out of the dog or anything else.
Do we need a break? You get those skunk people over to my house.
I'll get on it.
All right. We'll be fine.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. No disclaimer necessary here. Number one, period. The Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
What's the call on line 7, Alfred?
He's got like a home remedy to keep skunks away.
Yes, Jeff.
Yeah. Hey, I had skunk problems, and I didn't want to trap them. So I don't want to deal with that smell myself. So I went and bought a $13 bottle of fox pee.
Where do you get that?
I got it at McKinney Feed in downtown McKinney, but I'm pretty sure you can probably get it anywhere over there by you. But I have to sprinkle that around the house, around the, my shed and all that area where they're going to be hiding and crap. And I haven't seen hiding or hair in anything since.
You get it at Walmart.
Can you? All right.
Sporting goods section.
What?
I think you can get it at Walmart in the sporting goods section.
I'd heard about the urine thing before, because I think I talked about this a few years ago. So I actually, because I didn't have the animal urine, after the first time Rocco got sprayed, I went outside, I pissed all over the side of the house.
I think it has to be fox urine.
Why would my urine work?
Because I don't think they're afraid of humans.
No, this one's not.
No, this one's not. Because you're running at him, the dog's coming at him.
Oh, look. There's a big black dog and his master behind him. I don't know, just a little 12-pound skunk. Looks like I'm in some type of danger. What can I do to... Oh, yeah. Seems to be quite effective.
Rocco can turn in and run it. You're stuck. You're stuck in the blast zone.
He's already gotten it from that same animal once before.
Was it just dark? He couldn't tell that it was a skunk? Or...
No, that part of the backyard was lit. That's how he saw it.
He's just stupid. Oh, these cats stink.
What's up with this neighborhood and cats? Where I used to live, you just chase a cat, eat it, and that'd be the end of it. That, to me, that was a sport. Cats out here are armed. That's the one that got me last time. The only difference is this one's holding a lighter.
Say.
What if skunks do that with their mates, do the Dutch oven?
Seriously.
That was probably something I just should have kept to myself. Well, we do it.
I know we do it, but we don't have this horrible, nasty thing. Maybe they don't think it's nasty. They think it's funny. Skunk.
All right, you got any more news, Ben?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Hundreds of documents related to the Casey Anthony murder case were released today. The Florida State Attorney's Office in Orlando released 500 pages of documents, including interviews with the 22-year-old's parents, her former boyfriend, and friends in connection with the disappearance of the woman's missing toddler, Kaylee, who is presumed dead. Among the documents are transcripts from taped interviews with Amy Huizinga, Casey Anthony's former best friend, and her father, George Anthony. George Anthony told investigators on July 24th, "I can be straight with you guys, and I hope it stays in the confines of us three."
He's telling this to who?
Investigators.
Yeah, okay.
"I don't want to believe that I have raised someone and brought someone in this world that could do something to another person. I don't want to believe that."
but he already had suspicions that that was what happened. According to these documents.
Yeah. Yes. He said they had a bad vibe the very first day.
And the PI, whoever he is, the guy that looks like Kinky Friedman, that initially was working with Casey, he was on CNN today. He made it sound like they knew where the body was, and Kaylee was going to be found by Monday. I don't know where he got that, unless I missed a news story.
I didn't see that at all, but you never know.
But he made it sound like finding her body was imminent, and it was close. What's right?
No, I saw that same thing, because he said she better fess up. And I think it's just a ploy, because he's like, she better, fess up, because deal's off the table Monday when we find the body.
Well, then go. If I'm her, go find your body then, because I know better. If you knew where the body was, you'd already gotten it, and you'd already come to me with that information.
And you still wouldn't be trying to work a deal.
No.
I think her attorneys even asked the prosecutors to take the death penalty off the table.
Yes.
And all right, why take it off the table if you have no
you got a body, you
party
got
in this?
Everything you need, yeah. You hit them with everything. That's not even a good bluff.
I think, from what I've read, they're now theorizing that
you've got until Monday.
She tried to quiet the girl with chloroform, and then
it got out of control. She died, and then tried to cover it up.
Yeah.
And you got a lot better shot of getting off on that as opposed to the cover-up.
Yeah.
But wherever she hid the body, if in fact she did it and the child is dead, she found a dandy spot.
Yeah, obviously she did. And you would just wonder who else she got involved. She doesn't appear to be bright enough to do this all by herself.
No. If in fact all is played out the way that the media reports, she found somebody to get rid of that body. That way, she can honestly come forward and say, I don't know where she is, because she didn't have anything to do with the disposal.
If I was that person, that's the person I'd be doing the deals with. If I was the person that knew something and wasn't directly responsible,
I know what you're talking about.
I'd still be, if I was the one that hid the body, I'd rather go for a lower charge than actually killing the child.
You know what he's talking about?
No.
We don't understand.
Go back to skunks. I was doing much better.
Try it again.
If I was the person that worked with...
What person?
The one that hit the body.
Okay.
If I was that person, whoever that is, we don't know who that is.
Yeah, just go ahead.
If I was that person, I would go to the police now and make a deal.
Why?
Because if that's the one that's going to go down for it instead of Kaylee.
They got to prove that she was the one, that Kaylee, Casey?
But I go down and I ran.
Whoever the hot chick is, it's probably going to die. You got to prove that there was an association there. If she says, well, I gave him the body and he disposed of it, you're going to have to prove that. I don't know her. I've never seen her before.
I suppose. I guess. It just seems
that's an interesting defense.
I just think I'd go to the police now and go, hey, here's what really happened.
Why? Nobody has any inkling that anybody else was into play, and Casey is the only one that's the focal point on this.
It's a stupid idea.
Thank you. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. When the government took over mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, taxpayers inherited more than just bad debts. They're also potentially, or really we're also potentially, on the hook for tens of millions of dollars in legal fees for the executives at the center of the housing market's collapse.
I'm not paying for that.
See, I'm with you. When I read this, I thought, just say no. When the Treasury Department delivered the $200 billion bailout to Fannie and the Freddie and whatever, that obligation passed to the government because in their contracts it says the company pays for any legal costs you may incur as you're under their employ.
Even if there's an accusation of fraud.
Yeah. And now since the government took it over, that contract now is with the government. So the government may find itself paying for the lawyers defending the executives against the government's own prosecutors.
And Fannie Mae and the Freddie Mac, is that right?
Yes.
Freddie Merc? No. Doesn't matter. They're the same ones that went on a golfing spree this past week.
Yeah.
No, I'm not paying for any of that.
And that's one of the things I see it as, okay, the government stepped in, took it over. Okay, that's, as the government, I would be like, well, that's cute. You have your little contracts and just shred them right in front of their face. Yeah. I don't care. You know what?
When you sign that contract, the government hadn't taken over. Who's breathing into one of the mics?
It's not me.
Probably me. I'm stopped up. I didn't hear it.
Then turn your head.
Okay.
I'm in all the way around.
I can't.
Go stand in the corner.
I've lost focus.
Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac.
I don't care anymore.
Not wanting to pay their the lawyers' fees.
I still don't. Go ahead.
Fair enough. 2 white supremacists have pleaded not guilty in an alleged plot to kill now President-elect Barack Obama and dozens of other black people. 20-year-old Daniel Cowart of Tennessee and 18-year-old Paul Schlusselman.
Same 2 skinheads that were found in a pickup loaded with guns.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Of Arkansas spoke only to give their pleas Thursday morning in a Memphis courtroom. They face federal charges of threatening a presidential candidate, possession of a sawed-off shotgun, planning to rob a gun dealer, and taking firearms across state lines.
Well, in their defense, those are all accusations. But didn't one of them admit to it?
I believe so.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure they'll find a way around that. The Dallas School Board will discuss...
We didn't say which one we were going after.
The Dallas School Board will discuss a proposal that could lengthen trustee terms from 3 years to 4. The debate comes at a time when some trustees are facing criticism for supporting Superintendent Michael Hinojosa and voting to lay off hundreds of employees to avoid a large deficit. They could vote.
Is that school district totally inhabited by Mongoloids?
Yes. Absolutely, yes.
You've already got issues. You got millions of dollars unaccounted for, millions you can't meet budget. You've already had to fire and lay off hundreds of teachers, and you want to take yourself as being part of who is it?
The trustees.
Yeah, the school board trustees.
You want to extend your term by another, how long, 3 or 4 years?
Another year. Go from 3 to 4.
All the other big school districts, they do 4 years. We're a big school district.
And you're going to use what as an argument why we should leave you in there? Consistency?
Yes.
Stability.
Right.
Just so there's no shakeup of the system.
We don't need any more
That system needs to be shaken up.
We need to be calmed down. Everybody needs to calm down. And if we're in there another year, we saw what happened. We can fix it.
We got a $65 million shortfall.
Oh, you are so picky. One thing after another with you, isn't it?
You don't let anything go. We're going to say, Trey?
I would have said, other big schools, big school districts have 4 years. All those other schools that I know of around here, they meet their budget. They actually sometimes even have a surplus.
Yeah. And as a trustee, your timing sucks duck. This is not the time to try and extend your term. It's a valiant effort to try and make sure that you stay for a little bit longer, but there's not any confidence in the DISD.
Just the word DISD and trustee. It's funny in a sentence. What do you do for a living?
And they're still reviewing Hinojosa's performance.
Yeah, nothing's happened with that yet.
I don't get it all.
I think they have another meeting sometime this week, again, to go back and look at what he's done.
You read the papers. You do get the morning news, yes?
There are a lot of other variables that come into play.
Like what?
Well, we have an association with him, and we're afraid we're going to eat it. And that could be the biggest reason they're not going to pop him, is there might be some culpability.
Mm-hmm. On the other hand, though, if they don't do anything, then
the states
then after a while, and in my mind I'm thinking it, maybe there is some type of very strong link between the trustees and Hinojosa. If I'm a trustee, I want to get rid of him as soon as possible so he can take all the blame and none of it falls on me.
Well, what if there's some type of association and they link it back to us, and if we pop him, he's going to rat us out?
I think it's horribly last week they approved that companies that the trustees have interest in can do business with the DISD, and now they're voting to extend their terms an extra year. I'm a trustee in DISD. How do you even have the balls to even bring up any of that right now?
They're trying to hang on to their gigs.
We're this far in. Let's get as much as we can.
Yeah, our term's about to run out. We better extend this bitch another year, just so we got something to rely on. F the teachers.
Other guys do it. They'll stay in 4 years.
And we can't pop Hinojosa because he might drop dime on us, and we're all effed.
And you're picky.
Is that the whole story?
Yeah, you got it.
We need a break for Lycus?
Yes.
All right, we'll be back.
We'll be back to the Russ Martin Show. You name the category, and this show is on tap. The Russ Martin Show. We're back to the Russ Martin Show.
Anything else before we go?
Yeah, this one stuck out to us. Authorities in Arizona say a jogger attacked by a rabid fox ran a mile with the animal's jaws clamped on her arm and then drove herself to the hospital.
What'd they clock her at?
I wanted the same thing. She said she grabbed the fox by the neck when it went for her leg, but it bit her arm. The woman wanted the animal tested for rabies, so she ran a mile to her car with the fox still biting at her arm, then pried it off and tossed it in her trunk and then drove to the hospital. Sheriff's office says the fox later bit an animal control officer as well. He and the woman are both receiving rabies vaccinations.
I don't know that I could have hung onto that fox for an entire mile.
Even 100 feet. Your first natural reaction would be to pry him off and get away from him.
And you would also think, somewhere along that mile, there's going to be a tree, there's going to be a rock. Smash that sucker. It's at least knocked out, if not dead, and then you can take your time getting to the car and just bring it with you for testing.
Jog down to my car.
Well, if you play out both options. All right, I want to hang on to it so they can test it for rabies. Gosh. Or I can just pound it to death, get rid of it, and go and get the rabies shots anyway.
Yeah. Well, what a horrible way. thing to have to decide what I'm doing.
Nobody clocked her.
Or the other.
No one clocked her.
So we're being sent for the Olympics.
The rabid fox run? What would it be?
If you want to win.
Sharks in the swimming pool. Well, you said you're the fastest in the world. Prove it, bitch.
Oh, you cocky when nothing else is in the water.
Well, I don't mean there was sharks. All the more incentive.
You want to win a medal or not?
Well, certainly I do want to win.
All right, well, then get in there.
I'm going to get in with sharks.
All right, well, then drive this car with a cougar in it.
Or what is it, in the Winter Olympics, the biathlon, when they're doing the cross country with the shooting? Don't shoot at targets, shoot at each other.
Yeah, it's going to be easy to spot the winner.
Good news is
you only need one medal.
All right, let's go.
For more information on the Russ Martin Show, including pictures, videos, and so much more, just go to russmartin.com. To answer any questions you may have about the show, go to russmartin.info. To email the show and during the show only, send that to studio@russmartin.com. Other show websites, JohnDavidRyan.com, DanO'Malley.com, DJClo.net, and TreyTrentholm.com. Russ gets his guitars and band equipment from the Guitar Center. Their website, GuitarCenter.com. The official liquor store of the show is Majestic Fine Wine and Spirits. Their website, MajesticLiquors.com. The official airline of the Russ Martin Show is Southwest Airlines. Their website, Southwest.com. And the official site for Live 105.3 is Live105.3.com.
Hello.
All right, see you guys tomorrow. See ya.
Listen to The Russ Martin Show anytime you want. On the web at russmartin.info.
Oh.